Hello, man. Welcome, Normal America show. We got it's a rough show. I got to tell you, man. Um, I've had my trials and tribulations here on the show, but I think this might be the hardest show I've ever done. You can tell. Look, I'm crying a little. Um, you've you've seen me on notice. You've seen me put on notice before by a high-powered lawyer, and just how devastating that was. It's It was tough. It was tough to get through that, being put on notice. But we made it. But now there's something even stronger after me. A power so great. Um, I don't know. I don't know how I'll be able to continue on. It's maybe the most god awesome power that exists in the world today. Certainly in the online community. And I am strictly in its crosshairs. I didn't even know there was a name for this great power. But last night, after I ran afoul of it, it was made clear to me what I had done, the gravity of it. I I've ran afoul of the panelverse. I know it's true. The panelverse. I didn't know. I messed with the panelverse. And and now they're out to get me. And the head of the panelverse, the one in charge of it all, Sara Tomato, has made it clear that I shouldn't have messed with the panelverse. The awesome power that they have, it's it's too strong, and I should have known. I should have known. You can't ever criticize someone from the panelverse. They stick together. They're like it's like messing. You thought the multiverse was amazing with Marvel. No, this is worse. It's like I came at Thanos himself, and now the entire army of them, the panelverse, is after me. And I should have known. I should have known. I should have known. It's not my place to disagree with the panelverse or anyone on it. I should have known. But now Sara Tomato's panelverse is after me. And I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't know how I could put a show on anymore. I'm going to go to DebateCon. Sarah's going to be there. There's going to be members of the panelverse. The fucking panelverse. Fucking panelverse. What am I going to do? Any day I do a show, what if someone from the panelverse calls in? I can't sleep anymore. feel like my marriage is going to fall apart because I'm just living in constant fear. Can't look my son in the eyes. Doesn't he know? The Panelverse has targeted me. How can I put my family in jeopardy like this? Some of these names from people on the Panelverse, they're just, I don't even know what to do. I don't know. Individually, any one of these people from the Panelverse would be enough to make a grown man cry. But to be targeted by the entirety of the awesome power of the Panelverse, led by Sara Tomato, I just don't know. Clearly, with her at the helm of this, I have no hope. The brilliancy and intelligence of Sara shines through in everything she does. We've seen her debate. She is absolutely phenomenal. She had to start moderating because her talents as a debater are so amazing. She would have quickly drove off any potential competitor. So she has to hide her power level through moderation, and man, does she do it. I have never seen a moderator so skilled, so efficient. It's clear through those skills that I don't have a chance. Clearly, an amazing woman that relies on her own talent and not the talent of other people that come on to do our show. I mean, a lot of these people that host these panels, you think, well, yeah, they can't really do things on their own, so they just rely on gimmicks and the talents of other people, you know, but not her. She's not like that. She's not one of them. Clearly, she is amazing. Clearly, amazing. Absolutely amazing. And now that I know her panel verse is after me, I don't know what I'll do. I'm so frightened. It's one thing to have someone like Radical Coder or Dusty individually after me, but all of them directed from the Panelverse, from Sara Tomato's Panelverse. It's too much. It's too much. They have not came after a chair. Why would they stop at me? Why would they stop at me? I see the super chats. I'll get to them eventually. I don't know. I don't know if I'm up to it. I'm going to try to do a show. We're going to try to get through this. I don't even know if I could move the mouse. My hand's shaking so bad. I didn't know what to do other than to talk about this on stream. I just want to say I'm truly sorry. I'm truly sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. I couldn't. I couldn't. I didn't know. I didn't know. I couldn't go after someone in the Panelverse. I truly didn't know. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I'm going to need a moment. Just give me a moment. Okay. Okay. All right. Guess I should explain myself. Okay. Let me explain myself. I had Sara Tomato had reached out to me a while ago. It's been a while now. Once I started streaming full time, and I don't know how she got my information. Just DM me and was like, "Hey, would you like to come on and do like a panel thing?" And I did some of them. They're fun. I enjoyed it. Uh, Particularly the debate portions. I thought were fun. The panels afterwards, the way it would work would be. Sorry, give me a minute. Okay. The way it would work would be you would debate someone, and then there would be audience questions, and then they would open it up to a panel of people. Even though the panel would be a bit of a shit show, it was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. And then never really had an issue. And then I debated someone named RTP. And RTP had on his show commented about my appearance and how I would probably have never been with a lady, uh, etc. In addition to other things he was saying. So I debated him and came up in the debate. And I had, what was his stuff? Ah, man. It's like confessional. It's like going to a confessional. I I'd asked him if he was married. He said no. You know, it's something I dealt with before. Like other time, I remember one time I had the Groypers give me shit about the trad life and all of that, and I'm like, "Were any of you married?" It just seems an odd thing if you're gonna mock someone like no one could stand you and you would never find a woman, and it's like, but I am married. Are you? And no, he wasn't. But he bragged that he had slept with a bunch of women. Now, I personally, just my opinion, maybe the panelverse disagrees. I don't know. I personally am not that impressed. I'm not that impressed uh, by that. And so I asked if he had kids, and he said yes. And I said, well, then instead of sleeping with a bunch of women, you should find a wife to settle down for your kids. And then the debate proceeded. He had said something previous to that about me probably not satisfying my wife or something like that. After the show, the head of the panelverse suggested I should apologize. That it was untoward of me to bring up children. And I was sort of taken aback. I was like, I didn't insult the kids. I only brought up the kids implying you should be a family man. That's it. I would absolutely apologize if I said anything negative about the kids. And listen, in the heat of the moment of a debate, anyone can say anything that's fucked up. And I've certainly said things that are fucked up. And I'm willing to apologize if something like that occurs. But in this particular instant, I went back and rewatched and was like, I don't think I have anything to apologize about. I don't understand it. I didn't know that that would be my first foray. Into running afoul of the PANELVERSE. So after that, it seemed that there was a change in tone when I would go on Sarah's channel. And now at this point, I didn't even know that the PANELVERSE existed. I didn't know there was a name for it. I didn't know. Like a great leopard who saw its prey, I'd been noticed. And I had no clue. I was like the gazelle, just going out to the pasture, eating, unaware that this great, powerful beast lurked behind me. So, as interactions proceeded on Sarah's channel, unbeknownst to me, not just a channel, a verse, a PANELVERSE. As interactions continued, I debated someone named Connor. Now, this was me joining an open panel. He was the guest, and my audience said, Connor, if you don't know, Connor is a guy that claimed to be conservative, and he does shows with this guy, Destiny, and after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, after that, this guy, Destiny, said some real heinous things. Anyways, Connor had worked with them, and they were doing a panel, something about this, around that, and I was streaming, and people kept coming on saying, oh, you got to go over there. You got to go over there. The guy that's debating him's not doing a good job. So I went over, and Sara generously let me on, and we started arguing. And Connor didn't do so well. He didn't do so well, in my opinion. And so he started to get upset, and he started to interrupt me, and he started to yell. And he started to announce he was going to interrupt me because I'm wrong. And so every time I'd start talking for 2 or 3 seconds, he would interrupt. I thought it was odd. I thought it was an odd choice because it's sort of difficult to have a discussion if there's a constant interruption. Now, brief side note, it's something that seemed to be happening to me more and more often. The last debate I had with Destiny was very similar. A lot of, as soon as I'd start speaking, interrupt. Right? So anyways, life goes on, though. And what would happen would be Connor would interrupt me, and eventually I would start to interrupt him, and Sara, the mighty ruler of the PANELVERSE, would stop the show and say, you guys are all being children. And then Connor would get his chance to speak when we'd come back, and then I would start to say something, he would interrupt, and it proceeded this way. So eventually the show ended, and it was like, what the fuck was the point of that? If it's just going to be Connor announcing, I'm just going to interrupt you. and the moderator's just going to allow it to go. Who am I to question the leader of the most god-awful power in the streaming world, the Panelverse? Who am I to question it? I now know. What a mistake. But I chalked it up to, well, he was the guest. He was the one that was on there for the debate. And the open panelists, you kind of have to default to the guests. You have to default to them. So, okay. No problem. Was reached out to do a debate then. Friend Marte said, you want to go on Sarah's channel and we'll do this debate on with these two gentlemen on who's worse, George Floyd or Destiny. And it was actually a very fun debate. Wasn't a lot of talking over each other. Some jabs thrown at each other, no problem. And then opens up to open panel. Now, let me tell you about the second character in our story. Truly one of the most intimidating men that I've ever had the misfortune of interacting with. Man by the name of Dusty. I saw a speakeasy. I will get back to you, man. Dusty called into one of my call-in shows that I have here during the day. And I'll make it quick. Claimed that I said something that I didn't say, and kept going on and on and on. And finally, he said that one of my shorts said that I said that only the left commits violence. And so we went to the short, and it didn't say that. And I told him to fuck off. He was banned for calling in for my show for a while. Ended up being like a 2-day ban. So now back to Sarah's channel. We do the debate, and now it opens up to open panel, and in comes Dusty. Now, I didn't know that that was it. I already had doomed myself. You see, Dusty is a member of the Sarah Tomato Panelverse. When I argued with Dusty, I doomed myself. I didn't know that. On my own channel, when I argued it with Dusty, I doomed myself. So now here's Dusty on the open panel, and something started to happen that was strange. He kept interrupting me, very similar to what Connor did, to the point where it was nigh impossible to have a conversation. And yet, I thought when Connor did it, oh, there's a default preference given to the debater. But no, it was the opposite this time. I was the debater, and Dusty was the open panelist. But I was wrong. It seemed that Dusty got the preferential treatment. So eventually I was frustrated and said, you know what, I'm out. Thanks so much for having me. I'm going to head out. I came back to my panel, and I'd mentioned, I'm tired of this. I think the lack of moderation, oh, what a mistake. What a mistake. What a mistake. I didn't know. When I criticized moderation from the Panelverse, it would be as if I criticized Genghis Khan or some powerful leader. I should have known. And who am I anyways to question the great Sarah Tomato and her clearly impeccable moderating skills? Who would I be to question that? And I did. I questioned that. That's a big mistake. I had said things like, you know what, I frustrated, whatever. And then I was informed with some unsolicited advice that maybe I just didn't understand the way open panels work. You see, apparently, unbeknownst to me, open panels they're not serious, and I make myself an easy target because I let things get to me. And so they're going to keep targeting me. And that there's no sense criticizing moderation. There's no sense. Okay. Maybe it's not for me. That's what I was told. So I came on my show and said, hey, listen, audience, I'm not going to do those open panels anymore. I'm not going to do it because I didn't know. I did not know. I didn't know that that's what that space was about. And so it wasn't, I don't really enjoy being on a space where it's just people yelling over each other. And that's the point. That's the fun of it. But I thought I was doing okay because I said, listen, if that's what they're into, that's fine. I don't mind. It's okay. It's okay. But it's not for me. And I said, and I meant this, and I still do, joking aside, I wish Sara well, and I hope the channel goes well and everything goes well, but it's not for me. I would still do the debate portion, but I think I'm done with the open panel. Now, the only reason I even brought it up was because my audience constantly asked me, last night being proof, hey, Rob, Sara's having a panel. It's open. Go argue with them. And I kept explaining, like, no, I don't do those open panels anymore. Now, it seems evident that there's a crew there, which is perfectly fine. And I'm not a member of that crew, which is also perfectly fine. I didn't know that this panel was called, or that this crew was called the PANELVERSE. I didn't know. I didn't know. And so I had someone else reach out to me. And they were like, you want to debate Dusty? You want to debate two Radical Coder? These are two members of the PANELVERSE. It's going to be blood sports, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really pay attention or bother to inquire that much. I'll be honest. I do appreciate the person that reached out to me. I do. But it seemed to be like sort of slapdashed and I don't know. It's just Discord messages. And when I hear blood sports and this and that, I'm like, someone's going to be like, fuck you, fatty. And I'll be like, that's fine. But what I didn't interpret that to mean was people are just going to scream over you. I'm not interested in that anymore. And I should have known. I absolutely should have known that that's what I was getting myself into because it's the same characters. And so I should have known. So last night I enter the stream and it's super weird. My dog, who's had surgery, someone's supposed to be there with her most of the time to make sure she doesn't get into her wound. My son, who's 4, who's amazing, but he could be a bit mischievous. My God, he doesn't know that I'm targeted by the PANELVERSE. My wife was at a PTA meeting and she got hung up there. And so now it's time for the stream to start. The stream's starting, my son's here and the dog, and I'm trying to, and if people watch the stream, it was actually quite funny. I had to turn my cam off because my son's trying to run in. He's playing the dinosaur game. It was actually quite funny, but hard to pay attention to the debate. We got through it. We went through an opening statement. I don't know what we get, 20 minutes into the debate, and it was fine. This is moderated by someone named Nova Star. She seemed fine. And Trippy Cast was my partner who was hosting the show, who seems fine. One point they do a one-on-one segment with me and Dusty. I thought I was doing quite well. And then after the one-on-one segment, well, why not just show you? That we can't enforce immigration laws that are on the book because people will act in violence is giving in to political terrorism.
if you have states and communities that have massive illegal immigrant populations because we have not been enforced, because the government's been lax on enforcing those laws, and you go in one day against the local community's wishes, yes, that's really not on
I
them.
think
That's not
baby
their
murder.
And by the way, there is also a lot of controversy about whether or not they are actually just enforcing the law, because courts keep ruling against the way they're carrying out their
Doesn't
jobs.
matter, and the courts get show me
Of
one
course
time.
it fucking matters.
Show me
It
one
doesn't
time
matter.
show me one time it's made it to the Supreme Court and they've upheld those court decisions.
I mean, these are still a lot of things are pending because it's happening in real time.
Right, in
Like I
real
said,
time, what we have in real time
is ICE is carrying out what they're trying to do. They are arresting people. They're successfully doing it. The DHS is bragging about it. They are successfully doing their job, and police are arresting people. They're charging people. The courts are ruling. The system is working as it should, and you're demanding that we invoke the Insurrection Act despite all that.
Okay,
why?
What we see in real time is the courts are being activist and ruling decisions that they absolutely 100% know.
It's rulings you disagree with. You're alleging they're activists because you don't like the rulings. You don't like the rulings, so you call them activists.
I understand the
You're a crybaby.
I understand the need to spurg out, right?
You've been talking for the past 10 minutes. I haven't even got to be up here.
So what? When you get a one-on-one, you'll get to talk for 10 minutes and I won't have the opportunity to interrupt you. You made a point, I'm responding.
He doesn't even know what the Insurrection Act is.
You made a point and now you're spurging out. That's what you're doing. I'm the only person who's read from the Insurrection Act here. You're the one. You're the one
who the past 3 days reading it.
We read it this morning on stream. You can go back and watch it.
He read it for the first time. I've been studying.
You're the one that made the claim that the only time the feds can enforce the laws through posse comitatus and the Insurrection
Did not say that. I said the military. I said the military.
Fucking rube. Anyways, the point that I'm trying to.
What do you mean rube? Wait. Do you deny that? Even if I said the feds, you acknowledged that as soon as the debate started, I clarified, even if I had misspoken earlier, right?
So
you acknowledge that?
I think
he does not acknowledge clarification.
Which I don't think that I misspoke, by the way. I'm pretty sure I said the military. I think you actually misheard, but that's fine.
Okay, nonetheless, we can see that these are activist courts, and there is no understanding of the law whatsoever. That's just
an assertion. You have no evidence that they're activist courts. You just disagree with the rulings. You're such a fucking baby.
I'm going to refuse to speak while people interrupt me. I don't give a fuck. I'll sit here silent.
Cool, that's fine. Awesome. Then that means I get to talk more, right? Okay, cool. So again, the system is working. Police are arresting people.
Now, seeing as how dealing with these exact characters over and over and over again, I dealt with this problem of the constant interruptions. Sort of tired of it. And I'll be honest, and this is not me acting. This is truly honest. I'm truly at a loss for how to deal with this. I really am. I've had people call in and ask me. I think I'm a pretty good debater, and when it comes to debate strategy, I think that I normally have good ideas. I don't know what to do about this particular thing. I just don't know what to do. If you're somewhere where someone's just going to spurg out and keep talking over you and the moderator's going to let it happen, you could inquire to the moderator, can you tell them to be quiet? Then everyone accuses you of being a bitch, of asking the moderator. You could demand that the moderator put timers up and people accuse you of being a bitch, right? You could just let them treat you like a dog, man, and never be able to say anything the whole debate, and try to be talented enough to remember your thoughts. So in the 5-second burst when you get to talk, you could make a point as they continue to spurg out over you. You could leave and people say you're a bitch and you're rage quitting. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I've tried many different forms, and it seems like no matter what I do, there's a group of people that are upset about it. If I say, you know what, I'm out, thanks so much for your time, we'll see you later, in an open panel where you're not obligated to be there, then I get criticized because, Rob, don't you know that you can't criticize moderation in open panels? Okay. So then I'm like, well, then I won't do the open panels. But then I interact with people in what's not supposed to be an open panel, but they're from the PANELVERSE, and it's the same shit. So the decision I made last night was when I said, I'm going to be quiet until if people are going to interrupt me, and Ryan said, good. I was like, so what do I do at this point? Do I sit here? And you can kind of see, I brought this up last night. So let's go back. And he says, good. What? You can see him frustrated. I'm going to refuse to
Maybe.
speak while people interrupt me. I don't give a fuck. I'll sit here
Cool.
silent.
That's fine. Awesome. Then that means I get to talk more, right?
Awesome. I'll sit there silent. Awesome. That means I get to talk more. Okay. Fair.
Okay. Cool. So again, the system is working. Police are arresting people, even the ones.
Now, right here, if you see me, I'm thinking like, well, what am I going to do here? Do I just let this guy go for another 3 minutes and then say, all right, now, and then he's going to realize like, I could just interrupt Rob again and we're going to redo the whole thing over again? That doesn't seem to work. And I was having kind of a fun day anyways. Like, it was already sort of strange. So I was like, just watch. You can see the moment it hits me.
To assault officers, they're being arrested. People are being charged. People who are committing crimes are being arrested. The system is working as it's supposed to. The Insurrection Act is for when the system is
right there. I'm like, I know what I'm going to do. You see, I'm supposed to be on the panel, but I've just been told by Ryan, who's constantly interrupting me, as everyone just sat by and let the interruptions occur, that it would be great if I sit there silently so he has more speaking time. So I thought, what better thing to do than to sit there silent all evening? And so that's what I did. I let my cam on. I muted myself, muted for my audience, Ryan, and I had a show with my audience. But I stayed there. After all, isn't the whole point to give Ryan more time while I'm silent? Isn't that the whole point? Isn't that the whole point? Steelman says, but you didn't sit there in silence. You ignored them and talked off cam the entire time and didn't listen at all. That's right. You're absolutely right. But to Ryan and his audience, it was silence, which is what he wanted. That's what he wanted. Now, I feel bad for Trippy and I feel bad for the mod. But it's over and over again when dealing with these people that I deal with the same thing over and over and over. And the truth is, I don't need them. I don't. I'm better than them. They are inferior debate opponents. They are not serious people. I should have told the person after I decided that I'm no longer doing the open panels on Sara's. I should have told the person that said, do you want to debate the people from these open panels? I should have said, I'm good, no. But I didn't. So now I'm in a situation. And I still feel bad for Trippy. I do. But I don't need them. Radical Coder could say his truth, which is he is such an amazing debater. He blew me out that I sat there and ran like a bitch. Great. Yep. He's amazing. In fact, he's so amazing. And he needs so much time that he'd be happy if I sit there silent to speak, that I'm just not going to debate with him anymore. He's right. He's too good. I can't handle him. Dusty, to his credit, in the one-on-one portion where he did not fare so well, we can go back and watch that later today if we want. He was, making fun of me and this, that, and the other. I actually have no problem with that. That's perfectly reasonable. Call me a fat bitch or whatever and put little pictures. Totally good. Or coward or whatever. Didn't mind that. So I was like, afterwards, I was like, I don't know. Maybe I would debate Dusty again. I don't know. So then the show goes on and Sara was also doing a panel with Connor about what's real MAGA. So we do our little thing. The show's ending, and it's like, I don't know, 1 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning. And this guy's like, I want to call in. I think you're cancer to the Republican Party. You and Trump are cancer to the Republican Party, which is sort of, I could tell this was probably someone that was on the panel with Connor and Sara, because that was sort of what the panel was about, Trump not being a real conservative. So the guy comes in, and he's fucking mad spurging out. Like crazy. So, all right, we go with that. And then he leaves. He's constantly trying to interrupt, same shit. Difference here is After I give him a couple chances, I can actually mute him because it's my stream to make sure that I get to say something. Then I let him finish. Then he leaves, and another gentleman came on, and it was actually a good conversation. The guy was kind of wacky, but it was fine. Good conversation. Now it's late, and all of a sudden people start bring me up, and it's just people trolling. And it turns out they're all from Dusty's channel, and they're all coming over, and it's just one troll after another, bringing them up and trolling, and okay, so. And then Dusty calls in at the end and says I was a bitch for running or whatever. And I was like, maybe because Ryan's just so good. Radical Coder's so good. But you got fucked up in that one-on-one. He says he didn't. I said, why? He says, because, Rob, you had said that all lefties were violent. You were wrong about that. Let's see if I can find the clip. All right, so here's part of Dusty calling in at the very end of the show. At this point, we're 8 hours and 20 minutes into a stream. You up? You know it's true.
I mean, you're being sarcastic, but
I'm not. I fucked you up.
Ran.
I fucked you up. Yes or no?
You can co-part. Absolutely not.
Okay, what part of that discussion were you winning on?
Everything from the minute that you said only the left does violence to the.
I never said that. You admitted that I didn't, and that wasn't even brought up.
No, I didn't.
So we'll get for it.
Let's go.
Where have I suggested censoring? I haven't suggested that. I'd say go for it.
You have to. I've heard you at least a handful of times. I was being disingenuous. So yeah, you didn't say that stuff. I was misrepresenting you. That
all right.
When you say that the left is the only party of violence,
did I say that?
Yes.
I think that you misrepresented me several times. I think you do it again here. Okay,
I did.
This video is going to be saying the left is the only party of violence.
Something to that effect. You didn't say that stuff. I was misrepresenting you. You present.
That's AI. Oop. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. That's AI. That's your argument? That was AI. That's your argument.
Mm-hmm.
So you never came on my channel and said that you were misrepresenting me?
No.
Okay. Hey. Now that's the people I'm dealing with. When I go on the panels, when I do these debate, people that are blatantly lying about me, when I bring receipts, they say, nope, that's AI. That's the people that I'm supposed to engage in serious debates with. That's it. That's the people that are trolling me. That's the people when you ask me to go over the context of when I go into this debate with Trippy last night and the people interrupted me constantly. This is who I'm dealing with. These fucking people. That spurging out, talking over, moderators allowing it to occur, them blatantly lying about shit you said, you bringing receipts, them just shamelessly saying, I don't believe it, that's AI. That's what I'm dealing with. Why would I ever deal with these people? Why would I ever deal with them? What's the fucking point? What's the point? Now, I feel bad for Trippy, and it's my fault for not saying, listen, I'm not taking this debate. I'm fucking tired of these jokers. And it's my fault for saying, look, if I'm going to do the debate, if they start spurging out and talking over me, I'm fucking done. I don't mind the insults. I don't even mind the lies. But I'm not going to let them spurg out again for the 10th time in a fucking row while the moderator sits there and do nothing. I'm not doing it. So that's it. I'm not dealing with the people anymore. But then, back to the fear that's been struck in my heart. I end the stream, going downstairs, I'm going to get a shower, and someone sends me a message and says, you know, all those people are live on Dusty's channel right now that just called in and trolled you. Kind of talking about, they were setting up strategy on how to troll me. I said, oh, and I went over. And who was there? Who was there yucking it up? Who was it? It was the leader of the Panelverse. Sara Tomato. Now, I didn't go through this whole thing. I didn't go through it all. But I did see a couple segments of here. So there you see, here's this Orthodox guy that called in. Most of the characters that called in were on this panel discussing how to call in and fuck with me. And Sara's gleefully there. Oh boy, she's having a good time. You know, as they're debating whether or not I'm gay and I'm this and that. And Sara's there yucking it up. The leader of the Panelverse. The leader.
And you should go poo-poo him for...
See, they're discussing who should come yell at me. Okay?
You're
like
a guy,
I'm in no position really to tell anybody not to be rude to somebody.
Well, but he was a guest on someone else's show.
Oh,
I
tell me
get
about
hypocrite flow. You can be a hypocrite flow. It's really easy.
Yeah. Well, this is where you well.
Who was
You're
shitty?
diplomatic.
Who was shitty? To
You see, Sara, she's upset because I was a guest on someone's show. So she's telling Dusty to come give me the business. And they did. Him and his audience came and they trolled me at the end of the night. And Sara stuck around and watched it. It's funny. It's good. Hey, I'm all for it. All for the yucks. Yeah. Now, of course, she could have came and said something herself, right? She could have. Dusty said, why don't you go over, Sara? But her power levels are too high. Her power levels are too high. You see, she runs the Panelverse from behind the scenes. You see? You see how that works? She runs it from behind the scenes. She ain't gonna come tell me what she thinks herself. Right? She ain't gonna do that. No. She's gonna tell the other people to come. She's such a great debater. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that the leader of the Panelverse didn't come over. Now, I don't know. Maybe someday I'll get bored and I'll go through this whole thing. I don't know. But right before I went to bed, this is the section I heard. And this is what struck fear in my heart. Now, I warn you, this is going to be shocking for you all. Behold, and there rose a great red Panelverse led by Sara Tomato.
Great. It was actually funny as fuck. And yeah. Act like a joke, get treated like a joke.
Well, I think this is what happens when people fuck with the Panelverse that way. Right. If you're not a Panelverse person and you come in and you try to fuck with the Panelverse people, like they will all band together. Like you just can't do that. You can't go around to Panelverse shows and flip out on hosts and get mad at hosts or fuck with host shows and do that kind of stuff and then expect everyone to turn and look at you and be like, oh yeah, come on back. You know, like I think he doesn't know the power of the Panelverse.
The power of the Panelverse. That's what I didn't understand. The power of the Panelverse. You see, that's what I didn't understand. You see, I did things like I fucked with people in the Panelverse. You know, when Dusty called into my show and lied about me and I challenged him on it. That was me fucking with the Panelverse. I should have known better. So that meant the next time I was on Sara's channel, he's going to come on and fuck with me because he called onto my show, you see, and lied about me. And I proved that he lied and then kicked him off. That was me fucking with the Panelverse. So the next time I did a show and did a debate and it became open panel for Sara, she had to sit back and let him interrupt me because I'd fucked with her Panelverse. You see, I should know better. I can't fuck. Then, furthermore, when I was like, I don't really care for this moderation, that was again me fucking with the panelverse. So I can't expect to go back and be welcomed by the people on the panelverse. So when I do a show like on Trippy's show, more people on the panelverse with Coder and Dusty, of course they're going to interrupt me because I didn't understand. I fucked with the power of the panelverse. That's what I didn't understand. Now, when she's helping direct them to come over and troll me, that's because I fucked with the power of the panelverse. Do you see? Do you see what happened? I should have known. Who am I? Who am I to expect that you should be able to say things without getting brutally interrupted? Who am I? That's the power of the panelverse, baby. You see? Now, I appreciate that advice, Sarah. I do. I appreciate it. I take it to heart. I offered, when I found out about the power of the panelverse, I did DM Sarah and let her know that I very much appreciated her advice and that I did not know about this awesome power of the panelverse, and that I was going to talk about the awesome power of the panelverse today. And I sent her an invite to the show. She was busy. She couldn't be here to talk about the awesome power of the panelverse today, unfortunately, but I was totally willing to talk to her about it. I was. So she couldn't be here. The recommendation was that I just have a good sense of humor about it. It's hard to have a sense of humor when you have the entire fucking panelverse after you. It's hard. So, since Sarah generously gave me some advice, I'd like to give her some. Sarah, with great power comes great responsibility. You wield one of the most powerful entities known to man, the panelverse. Please be responsible with this power. Please, please. You're frightening people. You're frightening me. You're already an impeccable moderator, no doubt, one of the best debaters out there. So I know you don't need advice from me. You're amazing. It's just absolute amazing talent that you have. And just last night, it was like watching the Avengers assemble as you played chess, telling which of them to come put me in my place. And one after another, they came and devastated me as you sat back and marveled at your skill. Please, for the love of God, call off the panelverse. Please. Please. I know I'm a nobody. I'm not like you. Not like you at all. I'm not someone who, through my own skill, built up the audience I have. It's not like you, who built it themselves, that didn't rely on other more talented people to bring in the people that view your show. That's not what you're about. People come on to watch you on the panelverse. The others, a lot of these people that just do these panels, you know, they have to rely on the talent and the entertainment value of the people that bring on, but not you, Sara. You're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. Not like me. And so I'm just asking, please, please, for the love of God, call off the Panelverse. Please call it off. Please. Wield that power responsibly. You have life-changing power at your fingertips. I don't know that we'll ever see a cultural force again as powerful as the Panelverse, and you're at the top of that. Please, for the love of God, wield it responsibly. Oh, hey, Rachel. You see, what happened was, once more, I dealt with the people on Sarah Tomato's panel and tried to do a debate. And once more, like always happens, they constantly interrupted me. So I figured my strategy this time, because Radical Coder said that what I should do is, I said, if you're going to interrupt me, I'll be quiet. He said, great, more time for me to speak. So I decided to be quiet the rest of the video. And then one of the dudes there, Dusty, his audience decided to call in and troll me. And what I didn't realize until afterwards was that they were all having a powwow over on Dusty's channel on how to give me the business. And you see, the person directing and telling them to call in was Sarah Tomato. Let's listen to that one more time. Sara, go ahead. Tell me about the god-awful power of the Panelverse that you wield.
Right. It was actually funny as fuck. And yeah. Act like a joke, get treated like a joke.
Well, I think this is what happens when people fuck with the Panelverse that way, right? If you're not a Panelverse person and you come in and you try to fuck with the Panelverse people, like they will all band together. Like you just can't do that. You can't go around to Panelverse shows and flip out on hosts and get mad at hosts or fuck with host shows and do that kind of stuff and then expect everyone to turn and look at you and be like, oh yeah, come on back. You know, like I think he doesn't know the power of the Panelverse.
And so as they sat there in their little powwow last night, coming up with ways to troll me and shit, which is fine. I don't mind the trolling. It's fun. I just thought it was funny that Sara was there yucking it up, being a ringleader, telling Dusty to call in and give me what for. She couldn't do it. She couldn't call in. I'm going to read super chats and then I'm going to try to compose myself. Naughty Germ, thanks so much for the $5. Always appreciate it, man. AJC, $10 as well. We had a good run, guys. Guess we got to go to the DC universe. Who's coming with me? Yeah, this Panelverse has spat me out. There's nowhere to go, huh? AJC, another $10 says, Chair's villain arc approaching. Yes. Lesson Cell, $2 says, I just got here. Why we're on 2000s emo mode? Because I'm good at it. From Bumbly, $2 says, a ShamWow would soak up all those tears. Lord of the Nerds, $5 says, Panelverse, Spurging Tardverse. It appeals to low impulse control spurgs. It is Ethan Ralph levels of political engagement. Debates need structure. $2. Lord of the Nerds says, I noticed Queen Tomato makes sure she's heard. Bum Leg, $2 says, I can't tell if you need an Oscar or if you're for real. Then I'm doing good. Lord of the Nerds, $2 says, Dusty's entire persona is that he was a proud boy. From Bumbly, $2 says, we need a cool name for our gang. Whipsong Crew. We'll never be as powerful as the Panelverse. Steve White, thanks so much for becoming a member. And then gifting 5 memberships. Thank you. From Bumbly, $2 says, will fixing Ryan's tooth fix his ideology? I don't know. Bumleg, $2 says, fuck these people. The Crucible got you. I don't need any help for the Crucible, nor do I want anyone to direct any sort of fucking... I can handle my own arguments. I don't need any help from anyone else. If you're a fan of Sarah's show or whatever, I don't have a fucking problem with it. Go for it. So, but thank you for the kind words. Lavin, $5 says, you are a scholar and a gentleman for giving Ryan more talking time. I thought so. Lord of the Nerds, $5 says, they just want an image of you on screen to spurg at. It's performative outrage. Even when you weren't there, Ryan was still spurging out that you exist. Landon, $5 says, every time Rob cries, I laugh. There must be something wrong with me. Don't worry, that's a lot of people's reaction. Christopher Scott, $5 says, I'm behind in the video, but the opener was glorious, so thank you. John Earsleeve, $10 says, hey man, I know you know this, but keep in mind that the trolls grouping to strategize against you is due to your recent success. There's envy behind it. You're doing great. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. AJC, $10 says, it's over 9,000. The power of the Panelverse. Oh shit. Landon, $10 says, if you roll in the Panelverse slop, you both look dumb and the panties like it. Rob dominates in structured debate. That's why they loosed the power of the Panelverse on me. Damn. Contemporary Compendium, $5 says, Andrew was right again. You can't trust women in this space. And Shazzy Bear says, blow states are goofy of the day. Thanks. Appreciate it. No. I don't think that it's ubiquitous to all women in this space. And I certainly trust people like Rachel and others. The Pantyverse. All right. I'm going to go to the restroom. We'll come back and we're going to get a little more serious, right? We'll talk about this in a serious way. I'm sorry that it's sort of a bullshit drama stream. I know that's not why people tune into me. But I thought it was funny, and it's going to affect my show going forward in ways that I guarantee that I'll explain in a second. But I'm going to go to the restroom. I'll be right back. All right. Let's talk seriously about the Panelverse then, now that I got all the tears out. HK, $10 says, I don't think she has many fans, to be honest. I think she's more the people she has up. You think? And Lord of the Nerds, $2 says, Chair is Ryan's ideal opponent. He listens. True. Chair would still win. So here's the deal. Yeah, fuck Sarah Tomato. She fucking sucks. That's the truth. Now, I'm not saying she's a terrible person or I wish her ill or anything like that. I don't. I'm not saying any of that. Truly, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I hope she fucking, her channel blows up and she becomes a rich millionaire and continues to direct the awesome power of the Panelverse at people that see she's fit. I don't give a fuck. Fine by me. All of this little bullshit drama, let me be clear, is just little bullshit drama. This is not that her and not Dusty or any of them, a radical coder, whatever you think of them. I want to be absolutely clear about this. None of them said shit about my family or any threats or any shit like that. At this point, it's just bullshit trolling and fucking stuff. So I want to be absolutely clear. This is a bullshit fucking drama stuff. And that's it. And they're not any of them. Do I wish any ill happening in real life? I just want to be absolutely clear about that. Absolutely clear. And I truly mean that. She's probably an amazing mother. And to be honest, that's fucking 50 times more important than anything we'll discuss on here. I just want to be clear about that. Because I'm going to talk a lot of shit. But the shit that I'm going to be talking is from the context of this sort of fucking what we do online, debating and stuff like that. That's it. So I hope that everyone understands that. Is that fair? Everyone understands what I'm talking about? There's certainly far worse things than people could say about me and do about me than sitting back and laughing and helping direct trolls to come onto my channel to try to fuck with my channel at the end of the night. Right? That's nothing. That is within the bounds of like stupid bullshit drama, online bullshit drama. That's completely outside the scope of real life shit. Right? So, now that we've cleared that up, I don't know. It's difficult because I probably shouldn't talk about DMs and shit that we've had in the past, but I'll be honest. Like, I thought that going on Sarah's channel I thought she enjoyed me coming on because I think the person that brings her the biggest audience is Andrew Wilson. For two reasons. Because Andrew has a good audience and because Andrew's damn fucking good at debate and entertaining. And I think people like that. And Andrew understands something that I understand and that some other streamers understand. At least the ones that end up being good, which is, it is about entertainment as well. It is. You have to have a degree of entertainment. And some of that means someone calls you an insult, you call them an insult, you roll with the punches, etc., etc. But it has to be within the framework of being something that's worthwhile to you. Now, let's just take Andrew for a second. Like, what's Andrew's incentive to debate people on these panels? What would the incentive be? He has a huge audience. He could get debates with huge people, both in real life and on shows like Piers Morgan. Right? He's doing amazing. So what's he trying to get out of this? Well, he wants to put out an entertaining product for his audience. And he wants to be entertained himself. And that would be, I don't want people spurging out over me where I can't fucking get a thought out. Right? That's it. And Andrew's not going to piss around his time if it's like, yeah, come on. He would happily debate someone who has a far less audience than him if he finds it entertaining. And it's not a matter of, oh, I'm afraid this person could beat me. No, it's not that. If it's a fair debate in the sense that both sides are getting to talk, perfectly fine. Now, I'm not as big as Andrew, but I'm bigger than most of the people on that panel, but I feel the same way. Just this week, I talked to a guy, did an interview. I didn't know if it was going to be a debate or what. They just said, do you want to do this podcast? I said, sure. He's got like 60 people that watch his videos. Not live, because he doesn't do them. I mean, like when he puts a video up, it gets 60 views. I don't give a fuck. Fine. I debate people regularly in call-ins. I pretty much will give anyone a shot once. But what's my incentive to keep dealing with people if they're like, haha, we're intentionally trolling you, we're intentionally lying. When you bring receipts, we'll say, nope, I never said that was AI. We're going to constantly spurg out. We're going to interrupt. And then when you protest and you're like, what the fuck is this? Sarah's going to be like, hey, man, that's what the open panel's about. It's about like these interruptions and shit, man. And you're taking it too seriously. What the fuck is my incentive to be there? What's the fucking point? Now, I ain't as big as Andrew, but my guess would be I have to be near to the top of the people that want to tune in when I'm on Sarah's panel. And that's not to say everyone likes me. There's probably a lot of people that tune into Sarah's panel to watch me that don't like me, and they want to see me get beat in a debate. And that's good. And I know this is true. You want to know why? Because on the few times when I go in the background, so she'll have the open panel, and I'll be backstage. She'll say, guys, Rob's here. Remember, donate if you want him to come up. And then the donos come in. Because people want to see me. People wanted to see me when I was backstage and Connor was there. Because there was no one that was effectively pushing back on Connor's fake conservative bullshit. Now, I bring this up to say this. There's two ways you could go about it. You could try to be impartial to the best of your ability as a moderator or host of a channel, regardless of how much people bring in. That's fucking tough to do. Last night, we did the little Griftathon game. By the way, congratulations to our friend Amagad, who won the Chat of the Week award. But there was controversy. I'm not going to bring up names, but there's someone on this channel who donates an awful lot of money to me. And they admitted, I think, last night they were drinking a little. The rules of the game are very simple. You have to put a dono in within the 2-minute, 30-second clock, and then we reset the clock. At the end of 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I check my YouTube, I check my Rumble, I check my other PayPal, etc. to see if a dono came in. So most of the time it ends around 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Full disclosure, it's just kind of for funsies. People shouldn't take it that seriously. But I do have rules, and I try to stick by them. This person that donates a lot of money got their dono in at 5 minutes. So about a minute and a half past the clock. And they informed me that they will never be donating to me again. Because they felt that that 5 minutes that they tried to dono was within the time frame and that I cheated them. Now, would it have been easy for me to try to be someone that's like, you know what, this guy does send a lot of money, and now this sucks, he's not going to send money. But I tried to be as impartial as possible, because as dumb as that game is, I set out rules. So I intentionally sabotage my effort to get more money by saying, I'm sorry, dude, I really appreciate you, I'm sorry you feel that way, but okay, it is what it is. That's it. If you're moderating a debate and one of the person brings in big numbers and big audience for you and the other doesn't, there's going to be an impediment to sort of, or not impediment, there's going to be an incentive to sort of be like, I'm sort of going to favor the person that brings me in big money. Okay, fine. It's hard to be totally impartial. I don't even think that's necessarily a bad thing. Fine, great, no problem. So you favor the person that's bringing you more, or you favor the person, or you try to be impartial. Okay. Sara, it seems, has an in-group preference. Let's put it that way. That's what it seems like. So, whatever her decision may be, she's going to favor them mod-wise, and she's going to treat other people different. There is zero fucking possibility. Zero. Fucking zero possibility that if it was Andrew Wilson calling in to debate Connor, that he would have been treated the same way as me. There's no fucking chance. No chance. And that's okay. That's okay. Andrew's bringing her a big audience. In fact, a lot of her audience, her growth is probably because of Andrew. And that's perfectly fine and reasonable. But don't act like I'm a fucking asshole for noticing that I'm being treated like a fucking doormat. Don't act like that. Now, here's the thing. I don't fucking need you. I don't need any of the people on that panel, and I don't need fucking Sara Tomato. And I ain't gonna be treated like I'm fucking dog shit by any of them. Fuck them. They're beneath me. They're beneath me in debatability. They're beneath me in entertainment value. And I'm fucking tired of acting like I have to be treated like a fucking plebe. As much as I hate to say it, and I try to be humble, and I try to truly, the way I live my life and believe it, is this. That the people I think are the best people in the world are fucking some people that haven't even graduated high school. I look at them in awe as they work 9 to 5 doing these hard jobs, fucking getting shit on by the rest of this fucking country because, oh, they're just flyover country, blah, blah, blah. From the bottom of my heart, that's how I feel. I don't look at these people like, oh, I was a nationally ranked debater and I'm smarter than you, blah, blah, blah. I do not do that. And that's not what I'm saying when I say I'm above these people. I'm not making a claim I'm smarter than them. I'm making a claim that I have proven myself through these debates and my ability to have serious debates that I don't need the fucking Jerry Springer show. I don't need it. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck anymore. Fuck you, Sara. You fucking Jerry Springer host wannabe motherfucker. You suck. You're fucking garbage. Your moderating skills suck. The truth is, you like Dusty, so you're gonna kiss his ass. That's the fucking truth. No one's intimidated by you and your fucking cretins. You're garbage. That's the truth. You fucking coward. Send in DMs. Let me give you some unsolicited advice. Here's some unsolicited advice for you, motherfucker. Learn to do your job as a moderator before you fucking criticize anyone else. How's that? Understand that you rely on the talent of others for your fucking channel success. At least with Radical Coder or Dusty, they're the ones doing the fucking work for their channels, albeit if they're successful or not, but not you. So don't come at me with your, the problem is, you take things too seriously and blah, blah, blah. Hey, have a laugh, bitch. Have a laugh about it. Don't take this too seriously, you fucking loser. Right? It's all for yucks. We're laughing it up. We're having a good time. It's all for laughs. Right? Don't take it too seriously, Sarah. I've been told by bigger streamers, like, dude, don't do the fucking open panels. What are you doing? Why are you putting yourself to that level? And yet I go because my audience asks me over and over. But here's what I realize. I can't even do alleged moderated debates with people from that fucking circle. I can't. I go on and it's Spurgfest and interrupt, and when I say, you know what? I'm going to sit here quietly until you fucking give me a chance to speak. Great, good. That's more time for me to speak. Then you can have the time. You can all have the time. As much time as you need to speak. Go for it. I'm not fucking interacting with these people anymore. Fuck them. Now they can go out and say, that's because Rob's afraid to debate me. That's because I beat him. More power to you. You go ahead with that narrative. I've debated all of them over and over again. Over and over. Fuck, Ryan at one point claimed that I was spreading disinformation. I literally gave him my sheet of notes that I wrote before I went into this debate. He had them for a month. 1 month. My sheet of notes on the double standards against Trump versus others. There were like 20 of them. And we set up a debate on Sarah's channel. He had a month to go through my notes and show me where I was wrong. And he got blown the fuck out. Every note that I had, he had a fucking month and got blown out. And everybody knew it. He knew it. Everyone watching fucking knew it. So if you think that I'm afraid to debate that guy that I've taken to the fucking whooping shed every fucking time that I've talked to him, that's on you. Dusty, what the fuck does that guy bring to the table? He gets his ass beat so bad, he has to come groveling back to my channel and admit, yeah, you're right. I made it up. I made that stuff up about you. I'm not afraid to debate these people. They're not worth my time. And the one that's worth my time the least is fucking Sara. You fucking snake. Sitting back on Dusty's panel while they're all powwowing how to call in and troll my show. Talk about the awesome power of the PANELVERSE that I just don't understand. Fuck you. Let me tell you something that you don't understand, Sara. You don't fucking impress me. I'm not intimidated by fucking, these trolls. You don't understand how they're going to come at you. Good. Then let them come. I'm glad you stand by that. I'm glad you sit around for the little powwows. Hey, who knows? Maybe you'll run afoul of the Groypers or something like that, and they'll all troll you and your channel. Wouldn't that be fun? Of course, don't take it too seriously. It's all for the yucks. It's all for the laughs, right? Right? Imagine that. Imagine if, like, the Groypers were trolling Sara and shit. And then she finds out, like, Andrew's on the panel with all of them, like, yeah, go get her. Ha! No, it wasn't on Sarah's channel, Rachel. There was a separate debate with this guy, TrippyCast. And they went out and started spurging again. So I was like, I'm going to be quiet until fucking you guys don't interrupt me. And Ryan said, good. So I decided to play a little joke and be a little humorous. I just muted them and didn't talk the rest of the time. Talked to my audience, did my show. Then when they brought me back on, I mentioned how I did the extravaganza yesterday, and there's a chance that next week the guy from the ShamWow commercials is going to do the extravaganza. And so I read a ShamWow commercial, and then they booted me off. But after Sarah's panel, Sara joined Dusty's panel where they discussed how to come over and troll me. And then Sara was saying that the problem was that I had insulted the panelverse, and I just don't understand how powerful they are. Now, I just want you to imagine this. How fucking cringe. How cringe is that? How fucking cringe. That's got to be one of the most fucking arrogant, fucking self-important, cringe-inducing statements I've ever heard. Think of how these people sniffing their own fucking farts that think that they're so intimidating. Listen to this shit again. Listen to this shit. I fucking laughed out loud last night when I saw this. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
It was actually funny as fuck, and yeah, act like a joke, get treated like a joke.
Well, I think this is what happens when people fuck with the panelverse that way, right? If you're not a panelverse person and you come in and you try to fuck with the panelverse people, like they will all band together. Like you just can't do that. You just can't. You can't go around to panelverse shows and flip out on hosts and get mad at hosts or fuck with host shows and do that kind of stuff and then expect everyone to turn and look at you and be like, oh yeah, come on back. You know, like I think he doesn't know the power of the panelverse.
Hey guys, he doesn't understand our power levels, man. He doesn't understand. We're so powerful that fucking 7 of us have to sit in a room saying, how can we troll this guy? That's how powerful we are. This chick she actually thinks that's her opinion of herself and her channel. That's her opinion. That's how self-important she is. Well, you gotta know. When you come on my show and I leave people spurg out and talk over you and you're like, what the fuck's with this moderation? You can't do that. You can't do that. You're fucking with the panelverse, bro. Don't you know? That's fucking, you don't understand. You come at one of us. You coming at all of us. You can't do that. You can't do that. What a fucking cringe comment. Holy fuck. I mean, what is this lady thinking? When she ends her channel at night, she's like, video over, and she's like, wow, man. We're brutal, man. The panelverse. Whew. No one fuck with us. You can't fuck with us. You don't understand. You're outside of this. We're the shit, man. When I was growing up, I lived in this small town, right? And there was a gang. Now, this is a town of like 99% white people. And a gang formed. And listen to this. They called themselves, you ready for this? The Skaters of Apocalypse. By the way, this is before Sons of Anarchy. So the original SOA, the Skaters of Apocalypse. They rode skateboards. And I remember one time I got in an argument with one of them and they said, listen, man, you don't fuck with the Skaters of Apocalypse. We have connections to the Crips. These 5 fucking dweebs in 8th grade riding skateboards around. They got connections to the Crips, motherfucker. That's Sara. That's who she is. She's the Skaters of Apocalypse saying, hey, you don't mess with us. You don't mess with us. Oh, hey, Ryan, would you like to call in? Oh, that's right. I'm not interested in talking to you. You're just too good. You're too good. Ryan, you're saying that I need blood pressure medication. Maybe you're right. That's a good idea. Well, clearly, you're just too intimidating for me. So I appreciate your contributions to the show. I don't need these people. I don't give a fuck about them. They're a joke that for my enjoyment, I will make fun of them when I see fit. I'm fitting to have a heart attack. Maybe someday, but not today, motherfucker. They'd love it. They'd love if I just died. Motherfuckers, huh? Now I have to lose weight and keep on living just to stick it to these fuckers, right? I thought about having Ryan call in and then just fucking muting him and screaming over him until he fucking left like a bitch and going, oh, he rage quit. But fuck him. It's not even worth the joke. The absolute fucking chutzpah to be sitting back there. The fucking chutzpah to be sitting back there and fucking, oh, you guys. And again, I didn't go through this. I'm sure there's so much fucking shit that they're talking on their little powwow panel. I just thought Sarah's panel ended. There were people on it that were like, oh, Rob's still streaming. I'm going to call in and fuck with them. I didn't know that they were all having a little collective gathering on Dusty's channel with Sara, strategizing on how to come fuck with me. And they still did so bad. They said so bad. Horrible. They couldn't even out-joke me. I mean, they had the fact that they could legitimately say, oh, Rob, you left, you stopped talking. And they were incapable even with that and with the collective group of coming in and making any jokes or anything that were worth a shit. The one guy did say, and I tip my cap, this is a funny joke. He said, I don't do anything. I said, I ran for Congress. And he said, I don't think you ran, which is good. That's a good joke. I tip my cap to that. Here's the little powwow video. Again, just the 2 sections that I saw as they're all calling in trolling me, or right before, I would guess.
I'm in no position really to tell.
Where?
Is that true?
Send me over where?
You should go stand up. You should go poo him for. But
You're
like,
a guy,
I'm in no position really to tell anybody not to be rude to somebody.
Well, but he was a guest on someone else's show.
Oh, tell me about
hypocrite
that.
flow.
Yeah, Sarah, that's interesting. Guest on someone else's show. You're right. I guess there's a certain amount of respect that's due there. You also should give a little respect to the guest on your show. Not just kick Dusty's ass because he's part of your little crew, or kiss Connor's ass because, I don't know, because you need lefties to come on. But you're going to treat me like dog shit? That timestamp is 7 hours and 27 minutes. And then the awesome power of the Panelverse Timestamp is, what is it? 8 hours and 14 seconds. That's this one.
I'm annoyed. Like, I'm genuinely annoyed with him.
Everybody did great. It was actually funny as fuck, and yeah, act like a joke.
See, we'll get here. You can see what they're doing is this is all them calling in as they're streaming it.
Who's this, Joe?
Yeah, I need to be rolling up.
Like the pot calling me.
Like getting a second.
Are y'all gonna go harass the police in Florida? I feel like that'd be a very bad idea.
Yeah.
She's white. I'm sure they will.
Joe,
So
have you
what
been hanging out with Casper a lot recently?
Experience and probably gay too. Yeah.
I'm into town. I mean, Landry.
I'm already in.
No
M3.
pause.
Yeah,
Sure.
Landry, make sure you call me like night.
We'll see where they.
Dwayne, so he pays
We
the
all work
bills.
for David Wayne.
I know he's the real power.
I work for Snaps.
Oh,
Hey,
Actually worked for
step
me.
in there. Step in there, Landry.
Into who?
Into the audio space. You got to talk over these motherfuckers. Everyone
I
on
know.
this panel is loud as shit.
I know it's fucking crazy, dude.
Brother, how the fuck did you yell? And that guy, he's immune.
yeah.
What?
We'll get here.
Everyone.
He needs to
Previous
One in malware. Why don't y'all?
is. I absolutely
got
think that the
you.
previous statement that you made is what I agree.
Uh-huh.
That you're not
Okay,
selling
okay.
out
You
because
think-
that you're not.
Hold on.
Finish my point because and you're Albert did a great job.
I'll put some super chat.
Says I don't know how you key with the
Yeah,
moderator and
asking for
me
the
having no recourse.
Here we go. So now we're at
I think the key
7 minutes, 39 seconds, 27 seconds. I think this is where they're going to start calling in to troll me. So this is Sara, Orthodox guy, Cynthia, some other people, I don't know, and Dusty. So 7 minutes, 39 seconds, or 7 hours, 39 minutes, 27 seconds. Key with that is this is what it normally would be
Landry's
like.
down there like
That
love
dude just
bombing and
screaming
not
over me
fucking just
with
straight
the
up asking
moderator
for
and
the
me
link.
having no recourse. That's what it's like. That's what I get frustrated with. I sit there and
don't
let
have
that guy.
all
I'm not saying
day,
I don't
Landry.
chime in.
Yeah, see, this is their little powwow to get on here.
Once in
and
a while
talk
while
about-
he's saying
Like-
things, interrupting me. I mean, I'm not crazy, right? That you can see how fucking ridiculous it is.
I just
right?
saw Not Men
Like, how
down
am I
there. I
supposed to
forgot
deal
about
with
him.
it?
I'm probably
That's
banned
what it's
from
like
chat.
debating these people anymore. And you'll be
Is
on there with
Not
some
Men
moderator
still a
and they're just
mod?
like-
Yeah.
and you're like,
Damn.
what am I supposed to do here? That little boy that Trump won and is his president and dad. Drop.
Right.
That's consistency. Honor.
No way. I
Minutes.
always hold that shit against him.
What
And he
is
probably
this?
got a
Is it
lot of
fucking-
other unlikable characteristics
kidding me?
too, but
All
it
right,
don't
you
take
got
a
10
lot
minutes. Have you got something you want? Man, I'm so sorry. Wondering Bumbly, I think no, you're
What's he
Oh.
do?
Act like you didn't get your shit pushed in for being a little bitch
yes, that's what I'm acting like. Which time are you referring to?
tonight.
Yeah,
Which
see,
one?
that's a good time
That's what I'm
stamp.
acting like. Which
7 hours 42 minutes. All right, 7:42:00. There we go.
time are you referring to?
Tonight.
That's a
Which
good
one?
one, huh, Sarah?
Well, since there's so many times
Right. So I'm asking you which specific.
with Coder and Dusty.
Okay, with Coder and Dusty. Yeah. And how did I get my
Specifically by Coder. That's crazy.
okay?
You
And so
fucking act like a baby Huey sitting there crying.
no, I didn't cry. I thought that Coder was
I'm
making
not
some.
going to
He
participate.
totally cried.
I thought Coder was making-
I didn't see
I
it.
thought Coder
could
was making
tell
some
it. He
unassailable
lying.
points, and he was dropping such wisdom. I didn't want to interrupt him.
Bro, you make me hate that I agree with you.
Great.
It's what?
You did a very bad showing and it was fucking pathetic.
That's great. I'm glad you feel that way. Anything else?
Like, fucking, you're a loser, dude.
I'm a loser.
What the
Okay,
fuck?
great. Anything else?
Here we
better.
go, G.
Thanks.
Well, that doesn't look like
Okay.
fun
Hey,
at
thanks so
all.
much. How much? By the way, how many people watched you today?
All the people.
Yeah. Are you just lying?
He got a
Are you
raid
gonna
from
cry about it?
Jake.
No, I'm not. Does it sound like I'm crying?
Like you literally did a very shit fucking show, dude.
That's fine. That's your opinion. I don't care what you think. And
You give people ultimatums.
I don't give people
Then you go back to your fucking hug box. You
Did you
whine
go to
and
the hug box?
complain.
I didn't. I think Radical Coder made some unassailable points, and he really needed time to speak. So much so that he had to speak over me. I said I would be quiet. He said, "Great, that's good. I get to talk more." I gave him a chance. What's wrong with it?
You guys were in a debate.
Were we?
And you fucking gave up. How you like you
didn't
it
give
took
up.
you less
I
than an
stuck
hour
around.
to rage quit.
I didn't rage quit. I stuck around. I gave him a chance to speak.
Oh, your obligation was to stick around. No, your obligation was to debate in good. Your obligation to just no. You were obligated to debate in good faith, and you failed.
That's not true. I did debate in good faith. I was talked over.
No, you did a ShamWow commercial.
That's
you did
right.
A
I did.
ShamWow commercial.
That's
You were
it,
bitching and
because-
complaining.
That's right. I did a ShamWow commercial. Did that upset you?
No, I'm
How
not
did it
upset
hurt
at
you?
all.
No, you sound very upset.
It's
Wow.
pathetic.
Well, no, wait.
I
tell me,
think it's
what was it
extremely
about the
pathetic.
ShamWow commercial that upset you? Were you touched inappropriately while that commercial played sometime? You got some real small dick energy here, sir. Please go on. Tell me.
Oh, I have small dick
Yes,
energy,
that's
but
right.
the
In
baby
fact, so much
Huey.
so-
Should we
so much so-
review
so much
your
so-
fucking
so-
freak out? Like
So much so that you're calling in to.
he
talk
kicked
about
me when I
this because it
called him,
affected
but
you
when I
so
called
much.
him
Go
the
ahead, I'll
Bill
give you
Burrito
two.
boy.
Oh, he left. Look at that baby Huey.
Oh, he
energy.
left.
Thanks, modern man. What's up?
I hope
Cal?
Yeah.
the mom.
Who are you, Cal? What's up? Cal.
Scary,
I don't.
right?
Is it the what's happening?
I'm sorry. Conversation.
Argue really like we call.
Talented individual impediment.
You see the
But,
idea. It's just his audience calling in. Big powwow to troll. I did save the part of the video where she's talking about the awesome power of the panelverse. But you get the point. It was a big, hey, we're all going to powwow and we're going to live stream as all of us go over and troll. And Sarah was right there. So I don't have someone else saved the video. I don't know what to say. Someone else download it. I saved the parts that I thought were necessary. I'm not too worried about it. You guys can go watch it yourself if you like. Here's the video. I'm sure Dusty could use the views. Now, I don't mind that Dusty and fucking all the others had a little powwow about how to come troll me. That's fine. I mean, maybe if someone would have told me afterwards, like, hey, did you know they were all on a stream together? I'd be like, yeah, it makes sense. But with Sarah, that's what I found to be most amusing. That's what I thought was hilarious. That's what I thought was funny. That's what I thought was good. That sort of makes sense. Why, when I'm on the panel with Sarah and Dusty's just screaming over me and shit, she just lets it go. Then when I leave, because I'm like, what the fuck's the sense of this? She's sending me unsolicited advice that, hey man, that's just how open panels go. Don't take it seriously. That's the point. I'm too on edge. Fair enough. They're the panelverse, baby. They're so strong. The awesome. See, so after all of that, after all the trolling, and Sarah's right there to listen to it all.
Phone number. Complaint
Past you.
through Missouri yet again.
It bypassed you.
Yeah, straight. Really?
I remember me.
Oh yeah.
By the way, they then spend a bunch of time. Dusty's looking for the clip. The one time, I don't know, I was mean or something to him on Sarah's show. And what it was, I can tell you exactly what this was. Andrew Wilson was on there. And then they opened the panel up afterwards. And Andrew was debating with people like Fatty and otherwise. And Andrew left. Then they started. Then all of a sudden, they got their big balls. Once Andrew wasn't there, then they got their big balls. So it's going to be like, I'm a proxy for Andrew. So they're going to they're like, oh, you're fucking gay. You're gay. You're here for Andrew. You're gay for Andrew. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And that apparently was me being too butthurt, where they put Dusty and me on a one-on-one. And I was like, why are you so infatuated with the gay shit? What's that about? You're gay. I'm like, oh, maybe I am. Okay, and? She's not professional. She's a fucking little clique. She thinks she's running a little clique. She's a terrible fucking moderator. She fucking sucks. She sucks. Like so many of these other when I go to Speakeasy's panel, it is fun. It's much more fun. And he's someone who's actually entertaining and talented on his own rights. What's Sara bring to the table? Dog shit moderation? Sitting back and letting other people debate while she sits there and does nothing? Connor gets to talk over me. Well, he's the guest, whatever. Then I'm the guest. Dusty gets to talk over me, but it's totally organic. But then behind the scenes, she's the leader of the panelverse, and she's sitting there while Dusty and his little buds talk about how to fucking troll me. Ha ha ha! And then she says the truth, right? That I made a mistake. I'll never get over this fucking clip being one of the funniest clips I've ever seen. Absolute. This is after all them called in and all their trolling and shit. Here's what Sara has to say.
Great. It was actually funny as fuck. And
everybody did great, Dusty said. Yeah. We did it, guys. We did it.
Like a joke, get treated like a joke.
What's Sara have to say?
Well, I think this is what happens when people fuck with the panelverse that way. Right? If you're not a panelverse person and you come in and you try to fuck with the panelverse people, like they will all band together. Like you just can't do that. You can't go around to panelverse shows and flip out on hosts and get mad at hosts or fuck with host shows and do that kind of stuff and then expect everyone to turn and look at you and be like, oh yeah, come on back. You know, like I think he doesn't know the power of the panelverse.
I didn't ask to come on back. You all asked me. People reach out to me and say, will you do this debate? But wait a minute. I thought the whole point was if I was rude to the people in the panelverse, that they wouldn't ask me back. But that's exactly what they're doing. Oh. Potentially criminal Sean, I say pretty super. Dude, I'm fucking. Listen, just to be clear, I hate that I have to even say this. Yeah, the first half of the show where I was crying because I'm so intimidated by the panelverse, I'm joking. I am joking. I'm perfectly fine. It's all right. It's all right. I'm not fucking in fear or anything like that. I just gotta. It's weird that I have to say this, but yes, I'm fine. As I said, this is just internet drama bullshit. I again make this clear. Is this saying that I want Sara or Dusty or Coder to fail as people? Of course not. Of course not. This is all in the context of just the online space we do. It'd be the equivalent of this. You go to work and there's some asshole at work and he's always fucking up your job, right? And you're like, fuck you, you're an idiot. You're fucking up this job. That doesn't mean that when that dude goes home, you're wishing ill of them or that your entire life's fucked up. No, it's just work bullshit. That's all it is. This is just work bullshit. I happen to be a streamer. I do a lot of debates. There's people in this sphere that I'm debating a lot. That's it. That's all it is. So no, I'm not upset or anything like that. And it's not like, oh my gosh, my channel's in jeopardy. I don't need these people at all. In fact, I'm getting a little content out of it today. That's all. I'm on notice. Oh shit. Sarah's a Bucky's fan too. Oh no. She'll be at DebateCon. See, Indian Jesus knows, beware the panelverse. That'll be fun. It'll be fun at DebateCon. I don't know. The panelverse will have a presence at DebateCon. Oh shit. Now here's I will say this. There's other shit behind the scenes that I'm not at liberty to talk about. Not about the drummer shit, but about potential in real life situations that I might be in with Sara working and shit. It'll make it fun, but I'm a fucking pro. I could work with someone in a setting if I need to because it's part of my job. No problem. It's not going to raise no big stink at DebateCon. I'll just have a little fun with it. I'll be like, oh shit, there's Sara. Watch out. Am I all right? Is the panelverse behind you? Ooh. Panelverse doesn't have my hotel room number, do they? Ooh. Oh shit. I'm here in Nashville. The panelverse is on the prowl. Ah! You guys watch out. If you go to DebateCon, you better watch yourself. You better watch your ass. You're at fast food. Maybe you'll be down to DebateCon and you're like, I'll stop and grab there's Chick-fil-A. I'll stop and grab a sandwich. You go and you get your sandwich and they forgot to put pickles or something on it. And so you cut in front of the people that are waiting in line. You're like, excuse me, you forgot the pickles? You better watch your ass. That might be a panelverse person you just cut. Now you're fucked. Now you got the power of the panelverse. Oh shit, not the panelverse. Oh no, not the fucking panelverse. Woo, you better watch your ass, buddy. Yeah. That'd be fucking crazy. Skaters of Apocalypse versus Panelverse? Don't even get me started. Now, I've been very polite. In fact, I've been frustrated, I'm not going to lie. Credible Hulk says, while I understand your position and your spot, I'd probably do the same. This comes off as sour grapes? I guess I don't understand it. It's sour grapes that I'm like complaining about moderation. Is that it? Is that what you mean by sour grapes? I mean, I respect Credible Hulk, so I'm interested in what he means. I'm joking around about someone cringe saying that I got to be in fear of the panelverse. And I'm pointing out that she's a dog shit moderator and is not talented. Yes, my brother in real life. Yeah, he knows about the Skaters of Apocalypse. Watch yourself. I've seen the Incredible Hulk before. He's all right. He is. And look, I'll be completely honest. I mentioned this earlier in the show, but to be completely honest, I don't know how to deal with the you find yourself in a situation where someone spurgs out and they're constantly interrupting you. And the moderator's just going to let it go. I'm dead serious. I don't know. Someone even called in the other day and asked me how to deal with it. I don't know. Like, and I was a debate coach. Obviously, the style debate I did in college, this shit didn't really happen. Like, you had designated times. So, like, you spoke 9 minutes, then your opponent. There wasn't, like, yelling back and forth. There was cross-examination in between, but it was never really, it never got out of hand or anything. Most of the time, I guess. So, But I legitimately don't know what to do. And I completely respect that there could be people that think that I was a fucking asshole last night to Trippy and to the people. And that's probably not an unreasonable. If I'm being quite honest, maybe I could have handled it better. I did know when I did it that it was fucking over Nova and Trippy. I did know that, and I do apologize. Jake Rattlesnake on my side. Yes. Yeah. You know. So I don't know. And I actually welcome criticism from my audience. Like, hey man, that was a bad move. It's fair. But my pushback is like, well, what should I do? I don't know. If this was in a vacuum, if it was in a vacuum, and you just saw this, I can imagine thinking like, that's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Illegal immigrant populations because we have not been enforced, because the government's been lax on enforcing those laws. And you go in one day against the local community's wishes. Yes, that's really not on them.
Think
That's
baby
not
and by the way, there is also a lot of controversy about whether or not they are actually just enforcing the law, because courts keep ruling against the way they're carrying out their jobs.
Matter. And the courts get show me
of
one
course
time.
It fucking matters.
Show me one time show me one time it's made it to the Supreme Court and they've upheld those court decisions.
I mean, these are still a lot of these things are pending because it's happening in real time.
Right. In real time, what we have in real time
is ICE is carrying out what they're trying to do. They are arresting people. They're successfully doing it. The DHS is bragging about it. They are successfully doing their job, and police are arresting people. They're charging people. The courts are ruling. The system is working as it should, and you're demanding that we invoke the Insurrection Act despite all that.
Okay.
Why?
One. What we see in real time is the courts are being activist and ruling decisions that they absolutely 100% know.
It's rulings you disagree with. You're alleging they're activists because you don't like the rulings. You don't like the rulings. So you call them activists.
I understand the
You're a
need
crybaby.
I understand the need to spurg out, right? We will
Bro,
see
you've been talking for the past 10 minutes. I haven't even got to be up here.
So what? When you get a one-on-one, you'll get to talk for 10 minutes and I won't have the opportunity to interrupt you. You made a point, I'm responding.
She doesn't even know what the Insurrection Act is.
You made a point and now you're spurging out. That's what you're doing. I'm the only person who's read from the Insurrection Act here. You're the one.
I literally spent the past 3 days reading it.
We read it this morning on stream. You can go back and
He read
watch
it for the first time, but I've been studying.
You're the one that made the claim that the only time the feds can enforce the laws through posse comitatus and the Insurrection
Did not say that. I said the military.
You fucking rube. Anyways, the point that I'm trying to.
What do you mean rube? Wait. Do you deny that? Even if I said the feds, you acknowledged it as soon as the debate started. I clarified, even if I had misspoken earlier, right?
So
you acknowledge that?
I think
he does not acknowledge clarification.
Which I don't think that I misspoke, by the way. I'm pretty sure I said the military. I think you actually misheard, but that's fine.
Okay, nonetheless, we can see that these are activist courts, and there is no understanding of the law whatsoever. That's
just an assertion. You have no evidence that they're activist courts. You just disagree with the rulings. You're such a fucking baby.
I'm going to refuse to speak while people interrupt me. I don't give a fuck. I'll sit here silent.
Cool, that's fine. Awesome. Then that means I get to talk more, right? Okay, cool. So again, the system is.
That's it. That's when I decided, fine, then I'll put myself on mute the rest of the time. Now, if you see that in a vacuum, could you be like, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen? Yeah, it's annoying as shit. And it was clear that that was going to be the rest of the fucking night. That it was just going to be constant interruptions, and that was clear. But this is like the 7th time in a row that I've dealt with this crowd that's what happens. And then when I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like, I've tried everything. I've tried yelling over them, right? Sara comes in to be like, why are you guys acting like children? And then Connor's like, I'm going to keep interrupting Rob. And blah, 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 blah. And every time I get 3 words out, interrupt. Finally, I get frustrated and do it to him, and she intervenes. Whoa, everybody's acting like children. No, it's just Connor, and you're letting him. So my choice is to get talked to like I'm a fucking child because I do to Connor what he's doing to me, or I sit back and let him just interrupt me. That's my 2 choices. She ain't gonna stop him. She'll only intervene when I start doing to him what he does to me. Okay, fine. He was the guest of the show. Next time I'm on, there's Dusty and them interrupting again and again. I'm like, what the fuck? Fine. I'm just going to head out. Fine. Then it's let known to me, I just don't understand the open panels. That's the point of them. That's the point. You can't be so uptight. Okay? Every time I fucking deal with these people, it's the same damn thing. Yeah, Mike turned up to blow out your fucking eardrums, constant interrupting. You can't get 3 words in, and I'm fucking tired of dealing with it. So I do apologize to Trippy and to Novastar that might think like, look, I don't know. Yeah, he was interrupting. It's annoying. But was it really worth all that to be like, when I said, if you're going to interrupt, I'm not going to talk. Fine, great. I'll interrupt. More time for me to talk. And then I, like a smartass, go, great. Then I won't say anything the rest of the debate. Have at it. Yeah, I can understand. And I don't blame people that are like, you know what? That's sort of a bitch move. There's other ways you could have handled it. I suppose. But I'm at a loss for what the best way to handle it is. I literally don't know. I mean, I know the answer, and I fucked up yesterday with it. Don't deal with these people. That's the answer. You just don't deal with it. They're not worth dealing with. These people on the Panelverse, they're not worth dealing with. Sarah's not worth dealing with. That's it. That's the answer. I wish them well. Maybe their whole Panelverse will blow up and they'll become the next fucking Joe Rogan show and they'll get a TV show and maybe create your own Panelverse with more power. I couldn't wield that kind of power. I couldn't do it. But I don't know what the answer. If you find yourself in that situation, I don't know what the answer is. No matter what you do, people are going to criticize. If I just spurg out over them, then it's like, oh, Rob fancies himself a good debater, but look at this debate he did. It's just him yelling and screaming back and forth at this guy. What a fucking loser. He can't debate, he's yelling. Okay, that sounds bad and a waste of my time to sit there and just scream over someone the whole time. So what's my next option? Just let them treat me like a doormat? That doesn't sound like worth my time. By the way, it's hard when someone interrupts you. Not only does it limit your time to be able to speak and so that the audience can understand what you're doing, but it's actually hard to maintain your train of thought. When people keep interrupting and making more points over and over like that, it's very difficult. And I'm getting to be an old man. I need to take some ginkgo or some shit. You think that I don't need them comes across as sour grapes. I disagree. I think it's an acknowledgement of fact. I objectively don't need them. I mean, does going on there at this point, is it helping grow my channel? Is it bringing entertainment to me or the audience? I think so. But I don't know. So what's my other options? People are like, well, you can demand that they put a timer up. That the moderator put a timer up. Well, people are going to call you a bitch for that. And it's like, what's the fucking point at that point? I guess. And then what if that happened? What if I demand to put the timer up and then they don't follow the rules of the timer? Then what do? Ask for more rules from the moderator? Why deal with these people? I thought I'll deal with it with a little humor. Fuck it. Oh, you're right, man. Your points are so good, and if I'm quiet, that gives you more time to talk. So go ahead. Now you got 2 hours. Have at it. Hey, you win, man. See, this guy says, respect, handled that debate the incorrect way. You're the one that chooses to put himself into the fray. It's true. What would you have done? I'm open to suggestions. I'm saying, I don't know if I handled it the right way. I thought, well, instead of sitting here and getting pissed and struggling through this debate the whole time to be like, can I get a fucking word in? Instead of that, I thought that's what I should have did. Appealed to the mods. And then some guy like you would be on here right now going, what a little bitch. Rob had to go crying to the mods. That's what they would be saying. That's what they'd be saying. Oh, Rob had to cry to the mods. The last time with this very crew that I appealed to the mods, that mod reached out to me to tell me how wrong I was. And she took that as an attack on the Panelverse. That's what happened. It was an attack on the Panelverse when I appealed to the mods. But that's what I should have done this time with more people from the same fucking group of people. This is like the 5th fucking time in a row I deal with this. And that's what I'm saying. If you watch this in a vacuum, I could see being like, Now, I could have just been like, hey, you know what? I'm fucking out of here. I'm not going to put up with this shit. That's what I did last time, and everyone called me a bitch. Oh, why are you taking it so seriously? So this time I was like, I won't take it that seriously. I'll be funny. And then when they're like, we promise we'll give you 2 minutes if you come back on. I got back on and I was like, hey, thank you so much. Ryan's just making excellent arguments. I don't know what to say against him, but hey, you know that ShamWow guy? He might be on the extravaganza next week, so let me read the ShamWow commercial. You see, I was having fun. I was joking around. If they're going to treat it like a fucking joke, I'll treat it like a joke. No problem. That's how I looked at it. And then it was, oh, you take it too seriously. How's that taking it seriously? I literally fucking... It was not that specific mod. Let me be clear. Nova Star I'm unaware of. But it was the mod from the Panelverse. Sara and all of those people. These people, they'll have a complete matter. Their thing is, we're going to spurg out over you. And whatever you do, you're a bitch. No matter what. No matter what you do. Either you spurg out over us and we just have a big shit show and we can't have a serious debate, or you appeal to the mod and you're a little bitch because you had to appeal to them, or you say this isn't worth my time so you leave so you're a little bitch, or you don't agree to take to the debate, which means you're a little bitch and you're running from me, or you joke around and read ShamWow commercials and put yourself on mute, which means you're a little bitch that's ruining the panel. There is no winning. It's very much a War Games scenario. Did you ever watch that movie, War Games? Right? Where there's this computer that's going to like launch nuclear weapons because it's playing this game. So now the armchair quarterback's like, well, what you should have did was ask for a timer. Yeah, fuck all that. Maybe you're right. I don't give a fuck. At that point, I mean, what the fuck? You should have asked for a timer. And then if the timer didn't work out, you should have asked for a mute button to be employed. And if that didn't work out, you should have asked for them to remove from the screen. And if that didn't work out, then you say, how about, fuck off. If you're going to treat it like a joke, I'm going to treat it like a joke. Anyways, War Games, right? What's the only winning move? That's right. Doberman nails it. The only winning move is to not play. And that's what I'm saying. I don't need these people. I don't fucking need them. I hope my mods didn't ban, like, Incredible Hulk and them. I don't mind people saying, I don't like what you did. I really don't. I swear to God, I don't. So if you timed out anyone or banned them for that, please don't. I don't know. I don't know if that's happened. I don't mind people criticizing. But I made the mistake. And I'll tell you right now, the guy that reached out to me, his name was Toasted. Like, if he wants, we could go through the DMs. I'm not going to go through them. I don't think that would be right. But I'll just say in general, he was like, hey, I'd like to see you debate Dusty and Coder. And we had it back and forth. And part of that was asking if I have a problem with Sara, because I was like, I don't want Sara to moderate it. And I was like, nothing wrong. I just don't want Sara. That's it. What am I not being honest? I don't. Do you feel that I'm not being honest? I hope that you think I'm being honest. I don't know where I'm being dishonest. But I'll be honest, and I'm just going to say this, Toasted, if you're listening, I was very frustrated with the way that debate got set up. Because it was like, hey, would you be interested in doing this debate? I'm like, yeah, and there were scant details. And all of a sudden, like, I just sort of half looked. He was sending me, like, screenshots of his conversation. He's like, basically, I'm telling Dusty he'd be a bitch to not show up. And I'm just like, whoa, what? Wait, what? I didn't say all that. I didn't say anything. Someone asked me if I'd do a debate. I said, sure. That's it. Well, it's going to be Bloodsporty. I don't care. I didn't know Bloodsport meant we're just going to spurg out and talk over you. I didn't know that. I thought the implication was we might take it to personal shit. We might take it to fucking different topics. People might call you a fuck, blah, blah, blah. That, fine. Blood sports to me doesn't. Oh, this is fair. The idea that this group didn't help me last year, I think that's true. That is true. I did get some amount of audience for doing Sarah's channel. There were people that came over from. That's absolutely true. Yeah, and you're right that I should point that out. I think that's fair. I just think at this point I'm not getting anything out of it. So you are right. But even still, I don't think it's as big as you think. I think the working with the Crucible really helped my channel. Doing the extravaganza really helped my channel. Doing debates like with Tom Foolery against Destiny really helped grow my channel. I don't know how many people. There's probably 30 or 40 people that came over, but that's not insignificant. And so, yes, I agree. All right, let's see. I got to read Super Chats. I don't know where we are at, but we'll start here. Lavin, $5 says they have to spurg out and interrupt because they know if they let you talk, they'll get roasted. Of course. Menace to Sobriety, $2 says, am I the only one who gives a shit about the rules around here? Market 0. Thank you. Shazzy Bear says, let's fucking go, not one step back. Thank you. Landon, $5 says, Rob, today, am I the only one who gives a shit about the rules? There. I'm loving the Lebowski quotes. Menace to Sobriety says, the pipe bomb that shattered the panel. Heel rub. I do know the CM Punk pipe bomb interview. You probably shouldn't be saying pipe bomb. YouTube, if you're listening, pipe bomb's in reference to a famous CM Punk interview or promo. Just Graffiti, $10 says, Ryan's here coping and clip farming instead of getting a job at doing actual encoding. Hey, good for him. Wicked Wally, $5 says, hold aloft your mighty sword and proclaim by the power of Grayskull, I have the panel. Kokomo, $10 says, you have to do what's best for you, Rob. Thank you, Kokomo. Rough Hands, $5 says, clearly you've never read the Panelverse Declaration under section Cringe Sarita and Article 5. You attack one, you attack all. Cringe dweebs. Lavin, $10 says, I was mind blown that in your debate with Connor, he'd interrupt you the second you started talking, and Sarah had the audacity to call you out for interrupting him. Exactly. Exactly. And here's the truth. It's because Sarah was pissed because in that debate with RTP, I talked about his kids, and I should apologize to him. I did not. He had insulted me priorly by talking about my marriage with my wife, implying that no woman would hook up with me. I merely asked him in that debate if he's married. He said no. I was like, oh, what happened? And he said, not anymore. I'm like, oh, what happened? If you're going to insult someone else and say, oh, you can't keep a woman, and then for whatever reason, you're no longer married, and then he bragged, I sleep with a bunch of women. I asked if he had kids. He said yes. And I said, then you shouldn't be sleeping with a bunch of women. You should settle down and find a woman. And that's what I'm supposed to apologize for? No, I'm not. And that's where she started to get upset. So then it was, okay, when I come on, I'm going to be treated differently. Connor gets to talk over me. Dusty gets to talk over me. Fuck it. I don't need her. Lord of the Nerds, $2. Tardverse Spurg panels put the duh in debate. Kokomo, 5 memberships. Thank you so much, sir. Our good friend, potentially criminal Sean. Hopefully we'll talk soon about some of these legal cases. $2 says, at least you're not John Bolton. Yeah. Whew. Bolton looking bad. Our good friend, Indian Jesus, $10 says, I'm supposed to be finding what I'm covering tonight, but you're cooking. Beware the Panelverse. Brandon Nesbitt, thank you so much. $2 says, Sarah's a cute snow bunny, but Rob, you the best. I don't know what snow bunny means. Abby, $50. Thank you so much. Unbelievable. Says they can have their moment. You know, you can out-debate any of them. Thank you so much. It's incredibly generous, and I agree. From Bumbly, $5 says, the thing is, they're always like this. You did this one time. Landon, $10 says, what's the point of a moderator if she doesn't moderate? She just says stop when everything gets out of control, but that's part of the show. You can tell from her annoying 5-minute intro. Tainted Oli, $5 says, you do what Scott does with interruptions. Be more annoying so it's bad content and the moderators have to stop them. Repeat the same phrase 50 times. Yeah, that might be my strategy next time. I do that sometimes. Like I'll be like, now what I was trying to say. If you go back and look and they'll interrupt and I'll just go. Now what I was trying to say. If you go back and look and they'll interrupt and I'm just like. Now what I was trying to say. Wicked Wally, $5 says, Rob, I'm disgusted, shocked, and appalled by your remarks and behavior. I mean, we all know Super Shammy is the superior magic cleaner, Greg. Oh, man, we will not accept ShamWow blasphemy on this fucking channel, Wally. From Bubbly, $5 says, Ryan's definitely not a developer. He'd have dental to fix his tooth. I don't know about all that. Lord of the Nerds, $5 says, I love they can tell the difference between reading from something and having once read something. These people are actual experts. Our good friend Mr. Bill says, $2. Bill Tifa would have been more respectful than Ryan. I agree. Abby, $20, man. Thank you so much. Says, they're Rotten Tomatoes. Who wants that? That's exactly it. The channel, unless you're making like a sexual reference, I'm not co-signing that. The channel's rotten. Why would I want to be there? Just Graffiti, $5 says, I've only had success by disabling the limiter on my mic and talking until Sarah has no choice but to shut them up. Yeah, I guess maybe that's the strategy. Heist King, $10 says, F the Panelverse. Thank you. Lord of the Nerds, $5 says, ignore Incredible Hulk. He's engaged in attempting to read armchair psychoanalysis into you based on his own made-up feelings. He has sour grapes. I'm not ignoring, though, but yeah, I don't agree with them. And then Incredible Hulk gives $10. Thank you. Says, I respect the shit out of you. My only point is that we are seeing you own the libs, which doesn't happen if you opt not to engage on their terms. Winning isn't the goal. We're here to fight. Totally disagree. Totally disagree with that perspective. If I own Dusty and Radical Coder, what does that do? If I own Destiny, at least that's something. But what the fuck are these people? Why even deal with them? Why even give them oxygen? Let them do their little thing. Fuck them. Corey Barton. $2 says 18 charges, decades in prison. Winning tastes so good. Don't count your chickens before the eggs hatch, because I wouldn't be surprised if a DC jury lets him off the hook. Or even if he's found guilty, that a judge decides to give him a slap on the wrist. Spiro, my good man, $10 says, as the Andrew Wilson of AI debates, undefeated and having 100% obliteration rate, I'm happy to never have to watch these stupid intros, as I'll never not be debating there anytime soon. Thanks, Spiro. Yeah, the intros. That intro got me fucked one time, too, if you remember. Oh, my gosh, Lavin. $50. Thank you so much. Says, no whip song. Just gold for Day Shift. Day Shift's fucking killed it. Go! Thank you so much. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go to the restroom. I promise I'll be right back. Talk to my wife for a second. Hey, wife? All right. We'll stick around past 2:30. Chair, see? I can talk all the shit I want. Chair's profundity far outweighs anything I would say. It's true. Ugh. Sorry, responding to some super chats. And so where were we? Or not super chats, responding to some texts. John Locke, $10 says, she let Connor threaten you physically. That's the moment you should have seen. She let Connor threaten you physically. That's the moment you should have been done. Yeah. I mean, whatever. I thought it was weird. If I was modding and someone threatened violence, I'd be like, hey. But whatever. I don't care. Connor wants to be a tough guy. I get it. I get where I stand there. Kerberos, $20 says, nothing against her personally, but having watched at least a dozen debates on her channel, I never thought Sara was a terribly good moderator. Nah, she's dog shit. Listen, I've been polite. I've parsed words in the past. She's absolute fucking dog shit. I don't have to parse words anymore. I can say exactly how I fucking feel. She's garbage. She's absolute fucking garbage moderator. She went to sit in her little fucking group with Dusty and go, oh, you should go tell him. You should go. You're a man. You go talk to Rob and tell him he's bad. And blah, 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 blah. Sit around in her little fucking powwow, coming up with plans. How come over and talk to me and troll with me? Fuck her. Fucking loser. Talk about the awesome power of the Panelverse. What a self-important fucking twat. She's fucking dog shit. Her moderation's fucking garbage. She sits there and thinks that if she leaves people just spurg out, she gets to go, come on, everyone. It's time to be quiet. Wow, amazing. Great job. You fucking nailed it. Go back and watch the fucking debate with me and Connor's up on. Go watch it. Decide for yourself. Let's see. I'll post the link. I don't have to go through it. Decide for yourself. And again, she said last night, that clip I saw, when that dude called in and he's like, hey man, I saw you leave a panel. What he was talking about, the criticism, granted, he was fucking trolling, but the criticism was, yes, we set up a Discord thing where I was going to go talk on a Discord and people were going to come from the Discord to debate me, any topic. And what happened was people started using homophobic and racial slurs. Right, to the point where I was like, I gotta go. And this guy's criticizing me for that. And I said, like, well, whose streamers you like? And he's like, Sara and Andrew Wilson. And I said, do you think they would stick around and leave people use like racial slurs like that, get her channel banned? And Sara goes, you don't get banned for people saying the N-word. Okay, Sara, good for you. Awesome. You keep doing it then. Go ahead. You bring on a bunch of white people dropping the N-word and we'll see how it works for you. Go ahead. You're right. Way to stick up for the position that the guy's trying to imply that I'm somehow a coward because I left because people were saying homophobic and racial slurs. But hey, more power to you, Sara. Why don't you go the way of politically provoked? Yeah, it sounds like a great idea. Sure. They thought it was a good idea too. You go ahead. You go ahead and have a bunch of people. Go ahead, Sara. I hope that it happens. Sara made the bold claim. She made the bold claim. You don't get banned for using racial slurs. Great. Let's see if that's what her channel becomes then. She won't have a problem. I'm sure she won't ban anyone for using racial slurs unless she's just being petty, right? Now, I talked before about there was a black gentleman on there that was using racial slurs. Now, they do have more leeway, but my point was technically against TOS, as they could enforce it on me because I'm talking to someone saying that word. Now, it's not that they always do it, but I'll bet they'll crack down more if it's white people saying it. Just a guess. But now Sara knows best. YouTube says, just saw the Connor and Rob convo. Thought that Sara did all right. I massively disagree, but that's your right. We'll watch some of this. Why not? Just to prove the point.
Rob. I don't want you to moral grandstand because I want you to understand this. I want you to understand this real quick.
I was trying to move on from the point.
There's a qualified difference between holding on to it for your own gratification.
Sure, there are reasons it would be different. Right? I think both reasons. I understand it can be different. It doesn't matter. The point I was trying to get is the fact that you said it doesn't matter if you would listen to me. Listen, Connor, I know. Are you going to start? How do you know? What was the end of my sentence? I was going to say
because you're morally grandstanding. If you're trying to conflict,
yell homophobic slur next. Get Sarah's channel banned too. Go ahead. No, if you would listen, what was the sentence I was going to finish with when I was going to say it doesn't matter because all I was trying to get you to admit is there are things that Destiny could do that you would say, despite the fact he's influential, I don't want to work with him. But you wouldn't let me get that last part of the sentence out. Instead, you spurred out over and over. So now that you've admitted, I understand your tactic. I get it. I don't give a shit. I'll keep talking. I understand your tactic. This is what I know you learned from your daddy, Destiny. So this is what happened after he interrupted me the whole time. I finally had to just do the same to him. I understand this is what you do. You're just going to talk over me because you're incapable of actually listening to the point you've been. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to stop talking. I'm tired of this. You keep talking over me. You're going to allow me to finish my point. You're going to allow me to finish my point. I don't give a shit.
Boys, that's enough.
I would like to make a point.
What great moderation. Connor could talk over me the whole time when I finally get frustrated. Boys. I'd like to finish my point.
One at a time.
I don't care about your point. I would like to make my point first.
All right. Listen, we're gonna go one at a time.
I have like 3 more minutes worth of shit, then I'll leave.
One at a time.
Oh, I would like to make my point.
Go ahead, baby.
Go
ahead.
Okay. So, if you're being good faith, you'll recognize that effectively what I'm doing is I'm consenting to an interrogation. You're speaking for 2/3 of the runtime, and then I'm answering your questions. Then you're jumping to your next question. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you like interrogating my values, virtues, questions, whatever. But if I have a point to make, or if I feel like you're asking a question that implies something, I'm going to interrupt you in order to point it out. And if you're not an asshole, you'll let me do it.
Okay. Thank you for adding that point that you needed to get out that rub nothing for this whatsoever. Now that you've admitted that there's things that can be done, now that you've admitted that there's things that you could do, that someone could do that would make them, even if they were influential, you not want to work for them. I have a couple more questions. You consider yourself a conservative?
Yes.
And you'll acknowledge that Destiny said conservatives should fear for their lives to go in public?
Yes, I will also add to the fact. Hold on, stop. I told you that you're running an interrogation, and I want to
just make your point. The meta shit's irrelevant. Go.
Okay, so stop interrupting. So the entire context of that sentence, which I disagree with, which I spent 5 hours criticizing, is the fact that he said that conservatives should fear for their lives going to public events and should fear being killed in order to pressure their leadership to turn the temperature down. That's the full context of the quote.
Yes, I understand the context of the quote. He wants people like me and others.
Say the context of the quote.
Let me finish. He wants people like me and people that are conservatives, including you and people in your family that presumably be conservative, to fear for their lives. And he has a rationale because he thinks they should do that because he doesn't like the way he vote. I find that to be despicable. The fact that you're willing to work with a man. Let me finish, and then you can finish your point. The fact that you're willing to work with a man who said this, who said the following thing: the worst thing that could have happened was the assassin's bullet not hitting Trump, who said many times that he's tired of conservatives and wants them killed. The fact that you're willing to work with a man who said that, and your argument is, but I have to do it for clout and for money, shows the despicable character that you have.
Okay, so I would like to make a point. There are arguments that I was raised that support what the Republican neoconservatism, social conservatism, and fiscal conservatism. All 5 of these philosophies, how MAGA and Donald, these 5 separate philosophies.
Now you notice how when he's talking, I'm not interrupting. Basically,
that's that PEPFAR cut area over the next any fucking money, fucking gulag and else, full fucking perspective. I don't give 2 or
real quick. Let me beating us to
the world the worst place, and I can't wait to beat you at the fucking ballot box.
Okay, so 2 things. Well, 3 things. Real quick. Let me just get that money. Do a good job. How'd that work out? You beat us at the ballot. Let me respond. 1, you were hired by Progressive Victory and these other places to do a good job. How'd that work out? You beat us at the ballot box, right? Oh wait, good spending of that money. Progressive Victory. Why do you have to? I sit there and let you scare me. Fuck yourself. I'll talk over you again. I don't give a fuck. It's ridiculous. Sorry, you know it's ridiculous. You know it's fucking ridiculous. You know it's so stupid.
If you keep going, I'm gonna play the gay. You know what?
Fireman.
I think you both deserve it. You both deserve the fireman. Fireman, both of you.
I want the fireman.
Rob, finish your point.
Right, like, so I let him talk for like 3 minutes unfettered. I'd like to get my points out, right? Like, constantly, he complains about interrupting when it's only him doing it, right? Second thing that I wanted to say, all of that is a rambling nonsense that is something that's a false dichotomy. See, that's the type of shit that Sara says I'm criticizing the moderation. She sits there and lets him interrupt. And then finally, when I push back, and I'm like, no, it's not both sides. And it keeps going like this. The rest of the fucking night, it goes like this.
You find Donald Trump to be despicable, fine, great. You're allowed to think he's despicable. You're allowed to call yourself a conservative, not vote for him. 2 points, no problem. The difference is working with someone who says all of this heinous shit. Notice what Connor did was not answer for the fact that he says, yes, he disagrees with it, but Destiny did in fact say that he thinks conservatives should fear for their lives based on who they vote. He didn't answer. He didn't answer the fact that he knows Destiny said the worst thing that could happen was that bullet killing Trump or missing Trump. He didn't answer for the fact that he said several times heinous things about wanting conservatives to die. It's not that he's voting for that guy begrudgingly. It's that he's working with him admittedly for money and clout. Not only is he working for him, it's not something he's doing begrudgingly. He's introducing Destiny to his family. He wants you to believe that it's like, I have to. It's me. I'm the big man. I have to get this clout and money. And I have to work with Destiny, who said all these terrible shit, because only I, Connor, and only via working through Destiny can I stop the great orange man. It's hubris, it's nonsense, and it belies what's actually happening, which is Connor wants money and clout. That's what this is about. And so he's willing to work with someone and then make these false dichotomies. But Trump's a really bad man. The last thing I'll say is this. I'll ask you this question, Connor. If you seriously believe that because of Donald Trump, 3 million people will die, would you be morally justified in taking him out?
Because, no. And the reason why is because we had a vote that you just saw happened was 3 millionth, another 50 the world that I do. This election politics.
Connor the error. There's a ghetto. This is a
Okay. It's money. So you say that you're right. I want money because I want energy.
See, I sit there. I might make facial expressions. I'm letting Connor talk.
Spend it on things that I care about. But this money, banging politics. I'm not
in with those Republicans, your super cool Republican group. If they too fear for their lives like Destiny once when they go out, right? Won't that be great? You can't control yourself. You absolutely can't control yourself. It's pathetic.
Everybody be quiet.
Right? Like it's absolutely pathetic.
You're a pussy.
I'm not a pussy. I'm directly addressing. I cannot debate you at any time. You're the person that had to rage quit last time after spurting out homophobic slurs. You're the person that's so much of a. There you go.
While you're taking the high road, did you say something about my wife? Did you say something about my wife, Mr. Man of Honor?
Yes. Do you want me to answer?
Yeah. So don't get the high road with me, Rob. Nobody believes me.
Now I know it's difficult.
I prefer to keep the personal stuff off the screen if we can. I don't want to hear anything about it.
You bring my wife or you bring my family into it, you bring my honor into it, I'm going to call you the F slur. And if you were in person and you said that shit to my face, it would get personal.
I'm going to answer this. Your wife publicly called me gay several times.
Hey, bro,
I addressed it.
What the hell?
Listen, I'll leave the panel. I'll just leave the panel. I'll leave the panel. This is what it's going to be. I'll leave the panel. This is what it's going to be. I can't address this. All right, we'll see. We'll see, you guys. That's how it's going to be. But I think it's fair game. Constantly Connor interrupts as I'm trying to talk.
You see, I'm getting interrupted by everyone. He says, you insulted my wife. I try to address it. Sarah says I can't address it. Everyone else interrupts. Sarah lets it go, as always.
Trying to shut
Remember, Connor already announced earlier, if you say things I disagree, I'm going to interrupt you. Okay, that's exactly what's happened the entire time.
down, but nobody will shut up so that I can shut you up.
So I'm making a point. I didn't go after Connor's family just willy-nilly. I went after a person who I wasn't treating as an inferior because she came after me first. I didn't know Connor's wife.
I don't care.
Shut up, Rick. No one asked you.
No,
shut up.
Shut up.
Shut me up.
Gargling fucking Connor's nuts. You don't want to talk about
Shut up.
Just stop. Listen. Tone it down a little. Drop the temperature.
Their gender decides to call you names or enter into the debate. It is appropriate to respond in kind. That's it. She kept talking about my genitals and what I was doing with other people's genitals, and I merely made the point that she seemed oddly interested in me and genitals. If that upsets Connor, then clearly he should tell his wife that she shouldn't be making those sorts of comments. He made the homophobic slurs knowing it would get the channel banned and didn't care. Now, the point I'm trying to make... Now, to be fair, I could go back and show you when I debated Connor in this debate where he made the homophobic slurs, we start off by me saying, listen, I know that what had happened was his wife kept adding me on Twitter, talking shit on me, saying I was gay, right? So I just made the comment, like, you seem oddly interested in me and my sex life and me and genitals. What's up with that? You know? And when I said, listen, I would never go after her except she came after me, Connor said, oh, I agree. That's what he said in the debate. He's like, yeah, I told her, look, I can't step in if you're going to attack him. That's it. That's it. But he's post hoc justifying later when he keeps yelling homophobic slurs and got my channel banned on Twitch or suspended on Twitch. Well, that's because of you said things about my wife, which I'd already said earlier in the debate was okay. Nonetheless, he rage quit after that, and as he shows his cowardice here by needing to constantly interject. So I make the point that he's working with a person. Everything that he's saying here is a non sequitur. He's making the same excuse that everyone that engages in a corrupt way in politics does. I had to embezzle the money because money is power and connections, and therefore I had to do it so that I could achieve my political goals. I remind you, there's an answer that Connor could have done. He could have chosen to work with someone who's not calling for people that are Republicans to fear for their lives when they're out in public. He could have worked with someone who wasn't saying the worst thing that could have happened was the assassin's bullet missed Donald Trump or many other things that he said like that. He chose not to because through his own
own hubris, he's trying to make excuses that he needs to be the one that steps up and gets this clout so he can stop Donald Trump. Of course, I'm not saying that because you lose in politics that you don't compete anymore. What I'm saying is when you sell your soul to work for people this disgusting and then you still don't win, it should cause some self-reflection. The idea of eliminating PEPFAR, this is constantly the justification that counterpoint for evil. You admit the term of Joe Biden to work for people.
We have counter. I don't think any season of self-control.
Willing to do the violence. You don't like do the. You're getting done. Yeah, Trump is too dumb to be a fascist.
It's Charlie Kirk.
Several times Charlie Kirk has had it coming. I have no problems. I'll say it with.
Is Trump a fascist?
Any problem with that? No, because he's not a flexible authoritarian.
Is
or
Kirk a
political
fascist?
He's sleeping for one. Yeah, Trump is too dumb to be a fascist.
It's Charlie Kirk.
Someone on this panel should be smoking.
Is Trump what?
Was Charlie Kirk a fascist?
No.
Okay, do you think since fascists deserve the bullet, that Democrats call Trump and Charlie Kirk fascists all the time, that they're sending a message to people that would justify them killing them?
Okay.
Well, he did clarify earlier on that he did not think Kirk should have.
That's fine, but I'm asking a different question.
Okay, so let's answer the question. Do I think that lefties who call normalized political country that he and I,
if you could let me finish a point. No, that's not true. Let me explain why. I'm not the person saying that if someone's
literally just pull up the clips
if you could let me finish a point, you constantly need to interrupt and talk over because you're unconfident in your argument. So again, I don't
that are wrong, Rob. So I have to wait 5 minutes for you to stop.
Let me finish the point. So the point would be the difference between me and you is I don't believe that if I call someone a fascist or think they're a fascist, that it allows extrajudicial violence to end their life. You do. Please let me finish.
Hold on. Let's make it fair across the board. Everybody else shut up.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna say. Hold on. Real pause. It is 1:02 a.m. I was going to be here in the and so you're see if we're hitting the
is however
back and forth
because you were for long.
6 words. Please. Back at
You're saying that if they pass away of natural causes, I don't even know why you're smirking or laughing. Like, why is that funny to you?
Me?
Yeah. So
you think you're that tough? You think you're the big man? Huh? You're saying something that's incorrect. I'll interrupt you. You're saying something incorrect.
I will give my time to
Rob can
respond with logic. I will avoid my time to Rob.
Natural causes. You
ask somebody.
Obviously, I was raised.
Yeah.
Jumped.
Let me
Yes, you are. You're fucking destiny.
Fair.
No, I don't.
Are you asking? Now, notice I made a point. Connor interjected. He got to make his point. Then we go to a bunch of other people. Okay, so now finally it's going to get back to me.
This would be a phenomenal place.
I'm asking you, Robnoerr.
I'll answer it if you do. Fair.
No, I don't think the world would be a better place.
I think the world would probably be a better place if Destiny...
Watch this. Watch this. Robnoerr, you just hurt my feelings, and you are calling for the assassination of Destiny Bennell II.
Negative.
I disagree.
2 minutes ago.
Can
you demonstrate?
If I demonstrate...
There's no statement about Harry. Like, you grew up. The lot you have nobody.
And they don't opinion of like good. And so why being make
something? Secondly, the fact that Connor wants to be an internet tough guy and say that he would threaten me for responding to his wife in a very similar way that she addressed me shows that he's just an internet tough guy who's trying to sit here and don't interrupt with your fucking bullshit again. You said here you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself. You can't help yourself.
Robnoerr, I don't want to listen to you for 5 minutes when you insult me.
I only did 30 seconds.
I don't want to hear you. No. I'm not an internet tough guy.
Stop. Please let him finish. Everybody's been so yes. Thank you.
All right, so I'll finish my point. I'm not here to
2 minutes because you pissed me off.
I don't give a shit that I pissed you off, right? Like the difference, the point I was trying to make before we got here was, right, the fact that you say fascists do deserve the bullet, and then you acknowledge that you're working with people that say that these people are fascists, knowing you're acknowledging that that means, would you please be quiet, Connor? Please be quiet.
Sure,
Control yourself. Control yourself a little, right? The fact that you're working with people that you're saying, I believe that fascists should get the bullet. And you know there are other people that think that. And you're working with people that you say, you know, are calling people fascists like Donald Trump, Charlie Kirk. And you know that will cause people to say, well, if they're fascists, they deserve the bullet. A belief that you yourself hold separates you from me. I'm not saying people that are communists, that are fascists, etc., deserve the bullet. That's you saying they deserve extrajudicial violence. The fact that you're intentionally working with people saying that, and then that are going further. They have said that the worst thing that could have happened was the assassin missing Donald Trump. They have talked about wanting conservatives to be. Let's talk by citations because deep down.
Let's stop. It's my turn.
Where's the track record of this?
It's my turn. Appreciate you. Okay, so American Nacho and Geoverse and Robnoerr have said that I am backing away from violence. I'm saying that if you called me a coward of low moral character, an internet tough guy who has no principles, I would smack the fucking taste out of your mouth.
I'll be a debate con. If you want to use violence, you go for it.
Yeah, well,
if you say that shit to my face, I will.
You're a coward. I'll say it right to your face. Anywhere I'm at, you're a coward.
You're both so tough.
When you can't argue, you do balance. Thank you, Connor, for exposing everyone like that.
Oh, look! There's that guy in the bottom left that tried to call in and spurged out last night in the channel. That North guy. That's
the prevailing always matches. Now, hey,
I know a lot of really tough guys. Internet Iraq. Again, stupid this is shows you all is because of the States. But here's the other thing you're involved. Don't You are a coward about an election. Don't be a fucking piece of shit and kill people through incompetence. And maybe I won't call you a fucking fascist.
Okay, great. You just said you'd be a coward if you were unwilling to use violence against an authoritarian fascist. Then you outlined how that's what Trump is. So you're a coward because you're not trying to kill him. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Connor, literally everyone shut up for you to talk.
Wait, so I have to wait for him to call me a coward, and I have to wait for him to accuse me of...
You just sat there and called everybody on the fucking panel a coward, dumbass.
Let me explain it. Write it down. Write down everything you want to say based on what Rob's saying, and then as soon as he's done,
what I want to say is American Nacho, nice mustache. How many cocks do you smoke with that thing?
Your destiny's
Listen, I've been waiting for a long fucking time. He keeps calling me out real quick. I'll take 2 seconds, all right, and then I'll right back to you. This is a pattern of behavior.
See how it works? You see how it works? I'm not blaming Nacho. You see how it works? I start to make a point. Connor interrupts. Sarah, area, and we go to someone else. Every time.
For counterpoints, okay? This thing I told hey man, panel
is so thing that I said
while you know that it's wrong. I think that's what happened. I think you're actually more of a piece of shit for letting
schizophrenic is
even standing around.
I'm going to say
actually antagonising these people to do it.
Correct.
And if so, you should have reported that. Now, I'll finish my point. Before you interrupt again. You can't control yourself. You can't control yourself. You can't control yourself.
They don't policy mandate corrections officers to be nice inmates.
You absolutely can't control yourself. You absolutely. This is absolutely impossible. May I make my point?
Okay, go ahead, Rob.
The point.
I didn't invite you, bitch.
Okay.
It's really interesting to hear these blue backers giving a cop shit.
Here we go, Clay. Thank you. Wasn't willing to use violence to stop a fascist or an authoritarian or a communist if they came into power. So I should try to kill them, correct?
If Trump stays for a third term, yes.
Okay. You just then outlined why Trump is an authoritarian.
Okay.
You just outlined why Trump was an authoritarian fascist. Now you're equivocating. So by your own metric, you're a coward. And it's please stop.
Hold on.
Oh, I have to listen to you for 2 minutes first.
Yes, everyone was quiet for you, Connor. Be respectful and give it in return, please. Thank you.
So that's number one, right? Number two, he keeps saying that people are childish, that he's the big man because he served and he did this. Yes, I would call you a coward to my face, or to your face. I would call you a person of moral low character. Just nod your heads. You don't have to interrupt. You said that saying those things would cause you to use violence upon me, correct? Low moral character. Okay, that's what you're saying, right? So now you can see who's actually acting like a child. The person who can't control themselves, that's threatening violence, that's constantly interrupting, as he's doing right here. You can see it here, right? So I'm gonna finish. Here we go. You see it once more.
I'll say my piece.
I'll finish my point.
I'll let North do it.
You guys are all absolutely being ridiculous. I've never had such a retarded panel before. I can't believe. Like, I 100% know 10-year-old boys who act more respectful and more polite and can have a fucking conversation better than this. You're all being retarded. Stop it.
That's not true.
Rob, finish your thought, please, Rob.
It's not that we're all being this. It's one person. It's the person threatening violence. It's the person constantly spurting out and interrupting. It's just one person. And I know, Sarah, that he's your guest, and so you don't want to say it, but you know it, and everyone on the panel knows it. That's what's happening. Now, I'll finish the point. I'll finish the point. The point that I'm trying to make is that whatever he says, he's the person that's advocating for death. He hasn't answered about him saying the worst thing that could happen. That's it. It continues on. Then the next time, I was the guest. And Dusty interrupted me in the same way. And Sarah let similar shit happen. That's what happened. That's the moderation. You guys are all stupid. No, we're not. It's one person. Did you hear how when she was like, let Rob speak, and he goes, now? Did you hear that? I wonder if she sent him a message talking about, or, went on stream and did a message about, whoa, don't challenge the moderation. Don't challenge the moderator. You're trying to fucking, that's the panelverse, motherfucker. Wicked Wally, $5 says, coming up next time, the mighty Mega Nord is unleashed. Tune in for another spur-exciting episode of the Mighty Morphin Panel Rangers. BJC, $5 says the worst part of our moderating is when she throws up the clip of the thick snow bunny. Oh, that's a woman? Snow bunny? Okay. Hopping off the horse. Am I right? It's gross. Yeah, I always try to move the stream along when she does that. Abby, $10 says it's entertaining the way you wreck them. They can't do a 1v1. They know. So whoever it was that said they thought Sarah did a good job moderating, I mean, what am I supposed to do in that situation? Connor talks. I sit there patiently. I talk. Connor interrupts. Connor announces, I am going to interrupt you if I think you're wrong. He proceeds to do it. Once in a while, Sarah goes, Connor, come on, let him talk. The whole debate's set. Then Connor gets to speak unfettered. Then I speak and he interrupts. Half the time I speak, he interrupts. Then he gets to talk instead of me finishing my point. And then it goes to someone else. Constantly occurring. John Earsley, $5 says Sarah's protecting Connor to increase her odds of getting Destiny to come around. Clout chasing sellouts, both of them. Listen, I'm not telling people not to watch Sarah's channel. That is not what I'm saying. I want to be clear about that. That is not what I'm saying. Most people who watch Sarah's show already saw this and they still watch Sarah's show. So that's perfectly fine. I'm just giving my point of view for why I don't want to participate anymore. That's all. I don't know what the reasoning is. My guess is that there is something to, like, look, she knows that she has right-wingers like me or like Andrew or like other people that will come on. She's got to treat Andrew good because he's big. But for someone like me, if I'm going up against a left-winger that she thinks is useful, well, fuck Rob. Oh, Marte's debating tonight. Good luck, Marte. Oh, yeah, I think I did know that. On Sarah's channel. Unk! What's up, Unk? $5 says Sarah was mad about your malcriticism or moderating, and now we're getting a full breakdown of how bad she is. Connor was a cop. Yeah, sort of ironic. You're right, Unk. Well, she's dog shit. Now, I think Sarah's probably very good at setting things up behind the scenes. I think she is good at that. And that ain't no joke. That sucks. That's tough work. It really is. I'm not being facetious at all. It fucking sucks to get everyone on the same page and everyone lined up at the same time and get a topic wording and all this shit. That sucks. And I assume that Sarah's very good at that. I think she is. That's no joke. And that is a talent. But she's a fucking dog shit moderator. And she relies on other people for her views, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that format. But know your place, Sarah. You're gonna sit behind with the panelverse on Dusty's panel as y'all powwow about how to talk shit on me. Is that what you're gonna do? Is that it? Know your fucking place. Hydro says, so much vitriol here. Suppose so. Nice shirt. Got some in my eye. What the fuck is that? Love me some water. So what's this mean for my channel going forward? Now that we let it all out and we're cathartic and I did a half of my show crying that the panelverse is after me and half my show fucking yelling how stupid these people are. What's it mean going forward? I don't wish any ill to Ryan, Dusty, Sarah's channel. I don't. I think they're all beneath me and not worth my time. And it's not even a comment on their fucking talent as debaters or their intelligence as debaters. It's that they want to do Jerry Springer-esque shit. I'm not interested. That's that. Serenity now. Yes, Wilson. Now, inevitably, I'm going to have people come on and say, hey, Rob, Sarah's got an open panel. I'm not doing it. Rob, will you do this debate with Sarah moderating? I'm not. Rob, there's someone from the Panelverse. It's Dusty. It's Brick. It's Radical Coder. It's something. No, I'm not debating them. I don't need those people. I'm happy that they're happy in their little clique. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Good luck to them. Sucks. I like doing the debate. I like debating sort of random people that I don't think you have to be a professional debater or anything for me to want to talk to you. The concept of a panel where people could just come on and exchange ideas and shit and even throw some barbs and stuff is fine. It's not worth it if it's just going to be, oh, what it's really about is just people screaming over you. It's not worth it. I like that idea. Yeah, the last time Marte's on here, right? Me and Marte did a debate against Balderson and I forget the other gentleman's name. Now, they were fucking with Marte more than me, but they were fucking with me too. Some weight jokes, this and that and the other. But they were fucking with Marte like, oh, fucking baby oil because he's a bodybuilder or whatever. Like, stupid shit. But no one cared. The debate went off pretty good. There wasn't a lot of interruption. It was fucking dudes talking shit in each other, having a debate. You could hear each other. Fine. It wasn't until the open panel when the fucking Panelverse came on. Then it becomes a shit show. So my solution after that was that I ain't doing it because I got reached out to and was told basically, hey, you don't understand, man. You don't criticize the moderation. That's worthless to criticize moderation in the open panel. It's supposed to be, you're taking shit too seriously. When you're like, would you stop interrupting me? That's taking it too seriously. So what was my solution? I came on here and I said, listen, here's the deal. I've been informed that I had the wrong idea what the open panel was. And it's their group that I'm coming into, and they shouldn't have to change for me. No problem. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'll do the debate, but I'm not going to do the open panel because I misunderstood. And that's fine. No problem. But that's still, oh my God, you can't come after the Panelverse. Again, this is the caliber of people they're saying I should interact with. This was from last night. This is Connor's boy.
Okay.
Watch.
Do you think there's a difference between Connor like associating with Destiny and supporting Donald Trump to be the president of the United States? Like,
give me an example.
A fundamental difference between those two little things.
Give me an example of something.
Like there might be a degree.
Give me an example.
Now, hold on. Do you think there might be a degree of separation between being an associate of Destiny and supporting Donald Trump?
Give me an example.
Of the United States.
Yes, it's worse to actually be in a business relationship with someone than to vote for someone. Now, give me an example.
Oh my gosh, you're.
I answered your question. Give me an example.
No,
give me an example of something that Trump does that you think is anti-conservative.
He betrays fiscal conservatism. He betrays promoting the first
I disavow.
Amendment.
I disavow.
You disavow?
Yep, I disavow.
Okay. What is conservative that Trump?
I disavow everything that Trump does that's not conservative. There you go.
What about? Okay, so there's nothing about Trump that you like then. Thank you. Appreciate you supporting my point.
Okay, is that all you had?
Yeah, thank you for saying
Hey,
you would
now,
help
now,
vote for
great.
Donald
Now,
Trump in the
listen,
2020
I
election.
appreciate,
Thank you, Rob Noer, for the support.
I appreciate you making excuses and saying that actions are less important than words. That it's okay to be in business relationships with people that say that they want you and your family to fear for your life. That say that they want you and your. Do you understand? Is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible for you to be quiet while I'm talking and I'll be quiet while you're talking? Is that possible?
No, it's not possible for that. Because if you're gonna act like an asshole, like have you been?
I'm not acting like an asshole.
Yeah, you came in. You came in. You're gonna act like an asshole. I'm gonna act like an asshole.
You came in spurting out. You came in spurting out right out of the gate.
Oh yeah, I'm the one that's spurting out. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly right. You are the one that's spurting out.
Yeah, you're the one with the bullshit debate tactics instead of actually.
What are you talking about? It has nothing to do with bullshit debate tactics. What it has to do with.
Look, I'm talking about Donald Trump and whether he's an actual conservative or not. You're bringing this over to fucking destiny. That's not what I want.
You said that real
about, motherfucker.
I asked you who
you're trying to divert the point to something else. Like,
I asked you.
Okay, I asked you. Is Trump a conservative? And then you can't even address the point because you want to talk about fucking destiny. Like,
I asked you to give me an example of a real conservative. You pick Connor.
Yes.
So why would it be?
Because Connor actually believes in like a conservative value.
I disagree. I don't think he does. If he did, he wouldn't work with a guy who said that he wants Republicans to fear for their lives. I don't think that's conservative. I don't. Yeah, and your explanation.
Hold on. Do you want me to get to the whole like fucking destiny argument, like what he means by like? Do you think destiny is promoting political violence when he says something like that?
Yes.
No, he's not.
He's promoting the idea. He's promoting the idea that he wants individual Republicans to be fearful unless they stop voting for Donald Trump.
The idea that he's promoting is that you can't say whatever the fuck you want about the opposite party and not expect to like have some sort of like fear of that happening to you. So you can't say I want to go kill that guy. That guy should die. You can't say in public I think Mike Pence should be hung. You know, you should have a general fear of not being allowed to say that, right? Okay. Do you think the Democrats should have a fear of like? Do you think Democrats should have a fear of not saying like we need to hang Donald Trump?
Should Democrats have a fear of not saying that we
should? Okay, should Democrats have a fear to say Donald Trump should be hung or
Middle
to say
Rob
we need to kill Donald Trump?
No, I don't think that Democrats. If some Democrat says something bad, I don't think that every Democrat should fear for their lives to be in public.
You don't think they should fear like the consequences of their actions by saying something like that?
Let me ask you this. Jay Jones said he wished death upon his opponent's children. He's running for AG.
I'm not supporting Jay Jones.
Let me finish.
Jay Jones.
He's running for AG of Virginia. Not one Democrat. Would you please be quiet and let me talk? You sound like a petulant child, right? Not one Democrat has refused to remove their endorsement. If I said, therefore, all Democrats should fear for their lives to go in public, would you think that that's a fair thing to say?
If they're endorsing what he says, I think they should have like a respectful fear. If they're talking about saying like, oh yeah, this person should be like, I forget the exact comments that Jay Jones said. It was like this guy's kids need to be like killed or something like that. I think someone should have a healthy fear of not saying someone's kids need to be killed.
And like, that's not what Destiny said. He said all Republicans.
That should be that should be everyone. Everyone should have a fear of what they say in public, and that it should have consequences.
That's not what Destiny said. Destiny said
that is the crux of Destiny.
That's not what he did.
Okay, hold on. Do people see what I mean? Rob Noer, I came onto this debate panel to talk about Trump and whether he's a conservative or not, and you keep bringing it back to fucking Destiny. Like,
okay, yes or no? Are you going to just spurg out like the petulant child?
You are deflecting for the fundamental point that Donald Trump is not a conservative. He violates fiscal conservatism because he's a raiser of taxes. He has historic debt rises within the United States. Like, do we agree that he's not a fiscal conservative?
Do we agree that the first thing we need to do?
Hold on, do we agree that Trump is not?
I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to let you spurg out.
You're just going to not point. Holy shit!
This is the guy that thinks that I'm.
This is the guy that's literally refusing to answer any point.
I'm not refusing to answer points. I'm not refusing to answer points. What you're doing is trying to filibuster and run from the question. So I'm going to get my point. I'm not refusing to answer. I will eventually answer the question.
No, eventually answer the question. Right now, answer the question. Is Trump a fiscal conservative?
You don't get to tell me what to do. I'm going to make.
Yes, I actually can fucking tell you.
Okay. Yes, he couldn't tell me what to do. See what I mean? This is what they want. This is how they want to interact while the moderator sits back and goes, gentlemen. Then I let them talk, then they spurg out. That's what it's like. Now, the difference is when someone calls into my channel and does that, I'd be like, fuck you. I'm going to get my point out. The point that I was trying to make is, listen, if you come in and say, you're cancer to conservatism, the very first thing I'm going to say is like, okay, well, how do we let's define our terms. What is conservatism? Now, the way I'm going about it to cut through all the bullshit is, tell me who you think's a good conservative. Now, he could have said, I think that Adam Kissinger is a good conservative. And I could say, great. That's your idea of conservatism. Now, I think that that's wrong, and here's why. And you think that Trump's not a conservative, and here's why. Now we could have a debate. He chose to say his conservative that he looks to as a good conservative is Connor. I say, I don't think he is a good conservative. If that's your idea of conservatism, that's bad. Here's why. He goes, how dare you bring that up? I wanted to talk about Trump. And it would go like this the rest of the conversation. He would say Trump's not fiscally conservative. I say, I agree. Who do you think that you support that is fiscally conservative for the Republicans? Connor believes that we should be spending billions in USAID. That's not fiscal conservatism. He would say Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney voted over and over for budgets that weren't fiscally conservative. He was the architect of Romney Care, which became Obamacare. That's not fiscal conservatism. And he's like, so what the fuck does this have to do with anything? What's that ever? You admitted that Trump's not fiscally conservative. Right. If you're saying you are uniquely bad because you do X, and I say, but you also do X, so I'm not uniquely bad, and you say, why the fuck are we talking about me doing X? That's what it was. The point is that I'm making here is this is what they want. These are the fucking joke people that you interact with. One second. So then Dusty sends all of his people from his channel in, like 3 of them, to talk shit, right? And these are the people, this is like, oh, you know, you need to have, don't debate 12-year-olds. Okay, how about Dusty then? This is the great Panelverse. After Sara and the Panelverse had a little powwow discussing how to give me the business. Here we go. Here's Dusty. He's coming in. He's Sarah's fucking general. He's going to come in and give me what for. You know it.
No.
Yes, you know that's true.
You're coping so hard.
What are you talking about? I'm not coping at all.
Every time I've been in a debate with you, you have either rage quit or tried to rage quit.
Dude, Radical Killer is the best debater I've ever seen. He crushed me, but I fucked you up. You know it's true.
I mean, you're being sarcastic, but
I'm not. I fucked you up.
Ran.
I fucked you up. Yes or no?
You can cope hard. Absolutely not.
Okay, what part of that discussion were you winning on?
Everything from the minute that you said only the left does violence to the.
I never said that. You admitted that I didn't, and that wasn't even brought up.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Want the clip? Let me show you the clip where you admitted that you lied. Okay.
Let's go.
Where have I suggested censoring? I haven't suggested that. I'd say go for it.
You have to. I've heard you at least a handful of times. I was being disingenuous. So yeah, you didn't say that stuff. I was misrepresenting you. That
right.
When you say that the left is the only party of violence,
did I say that?
Yes.
I think that you misrepresented me several times. I think you do it again here. Okay. I did. This video is going to be saying the left is the only party of violence.
Something to that effect. You didn't say that stuff. I was misrepresenting you. You present.
That's AI. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. That's AI. That's your argument. That was AI. That's your argument. Mm-hmm. So you never came on my channel and said that you were misrepresenting me.
No.
Okay. Hey, Dusty. Thanks so much, man.
Rob.
That's it. That's Sarah's crew there. Oh, boy. Good job, Sara. You planned fucking real great there. Woo, the power of the Panelverse. Wow. Whoa, they did it. That's the people that people are like, come on, man. Ask the mods. Ask the mods to fucking put a timer up. Ask them, come on, man. Lies about me. I bring receipts showing that he lied. Then comes on my stream and says, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did. You're right. I lied. I made that stuff up. Okay. Then proceeds the next time to say, nope, you said that stuff again. I say, I have the receipts. You admitting that you lied. I show the receipts. He goes, that's not real. That's AI. That's Sarah's general. That's the mighty power of the Panelverse. Oh, man, the fucking Panelverse. Right, Sara? Oh, watch out for the Panelverse. Don't fuck with them. You don't understand the mighty power. Tell them, Sara. Tell us how strong you and the Panelverse are. After your little... By the way, this little powwow's after that clip of Dusty just looking like a total fucking buffoon and 4 of his people from his channel coming in and looking fucking stupid.
You did great. It was actually funny as fuck.
Look at them. They're all sitting around. Yeah, you guys are great. We did great. You did great. Yeah, it was funny as fuck. We did awesome.
And yeah, act like a joke, get treated like a joke.
Well, I think this is what happens
Tell us, Sara.
when people fuck with the Panelverse that way. Right. If you're not a Panelverse person and you come in and you try to fuck with the Panelverse people, like they will all band together.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just can't do that. You just can't go around to Panelverse shows and flip out on hosts and get mad at hosts or fuck with host shows and do that kind of stuff and then expect everyone to turn and look at you and be like, oh yeah, come on back. You know, like I think he doesn't know the power of the Panelverse.
Yeah. Yeah, we should clip that. Someone get that audio of just, I think he doesn't know the power of the panelverse. That's a hell of a quote. We all come together and we talk about how good we are because we went on got trolled and say things like, "Oh, when you prove me wrong, that's AI." That's the power of the panelverse. That's the power, baby. She is yawning while saying it. That's how powerful it is, though, Lobster. She's so powerful. She's so powerful. And by the way, this is a fucking, like, look how long they're dealing with this. I mean, this is just going back. This is the 6 hours and 45 minutes. Sarah's on there. This Flo guy called in. Let's see how far going back. So Sarah raids in. That's at 5 hours, 32 minutes. And then she joins. There, she's there now. 5:37. Look at this. 5:37. There's 1 hour. 6:37. Sarah's still there. They're still. Hour. 2 hours. Now they start after 2 hours. Now they're calling in, trolling me. Here they all are from their panel. See, here they are. Now we're gonna call in. Here's a guy calls in to troll. There's the next guy calls in to troll. There's the next guy calls in to troll. Sarah's still there. Yeah. Now we're going on hour 3. They're coping about me, coming up with strategy. Well, hey, they're watching more shit. Hey. So I guess to hear all of the fucking I went through 5 minutes. I just happened to tune it on, and Sarah was talking about the power of the panelverse. Holy shit, the power of the panelverse. But who knows if I went through the whole fucking 3-hour video with other bullshit she's saying. I don't know. Who could know the great Sarah Tomato? The power she wields. The power of the panelverse. So going forward, I will not be dealing with people from the panelverse. No, that's exactly my point. Thank you. I'm not going on there. I don't give a fuck. Why would I go on? What's the point? Go on and let people fucking spurg out and troll over me? That's it. Sit there patiently while I let people speak and then they spurg out over me. That's what I'm supposed to do? No thanks. No thank you. Not interested. Speakeasy, thank you so much, but please, no one say, I'm not going to go there because of me. Don't do that. That's not right. That's not fair to Sarah. You don't know. Maybe you hear Sarah's take and she gives a totally different take. So I'm not saying that people should not go there. I'm just giving my fucking point of view on this because I thought it was hilarious. That's it. So I do not want anyone. If other people go there and have situations they don't like or something, perfectly reasonable. Do your own thing. But I'm not asking anyone at all, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, to not participate in her show or whatever, or watch her show because of me. The power of the panelverse. Oh my goodness. I still can't get over how fucking cringe that is. Like, even if you watch this whole thing and you're like, this is bullshit drama and Rob's a fucking idiot and he's a crybaby and he's this and that. Even if you came to that conclusion, which is fine. I disagree, but fine. How is it not one of the cringiest things that you've ever heard that she's like, Rob just doesn't understand, man. You can't insult one person from the panelverse. He just doesn't understand that we stick together. The power of the panelverse, man. It's cringe. It's power. Here's what we need. We need someone to do the Vegeta. It's over 9,000, but it's just the Panelverse powering up. Like Sarah Tomato's logo. It's like the tomato. It's over 9,000. Oh shit, the Panelverse. Watch out. It's going Super Saiyan 3. Oh, fuck. Yeah, she was on Dusty's channel last night. That's what it was. She was on there for like 3 hours while they all had a little powwow about how to come troll my channel until they talked themselves up enough that one by one they kept coming in trolling me. And then Dusty came in at the end and they all looked like shit. And then they talked about how great they did together. And Sara was like, well, that's what happens. Rob didn't understand. You don't mess with the power of the Panelverse. All right, some more super chats. Mr. Bill, $2 says, ID, moderator debate, Andrew versus anyone. Show him how. Yeah, but I'm a member of the Crucible, so that's unethical. I could do it. I would be fair, but I would totally understand. Like if someone's going to debate Andrew and it's like, so you own a channel called The Crucible and Rob Noer's one of your employees and you're suggesting he moderates. I think that puts me in a position that it would be, the appearance of it would be unethical. And then if I ended up having to be like, shut up, leave Andrew talk, then the accusations will roll. So I can't do that. I really can't. Now, it'd be different if I'm moderating a debate between like Andrew and Marte or Andrew and potentially Criminal Sean, both guys that know me and would know, look, I'm trying to be fair. But anyone from outside of that crew, I think it would be too much. So, King Blackout, thanks, Rob, for all you do. Thank you. I appreciate it. Lord of the Nerds, $5 says, a regular debate show that advertised as a Spurg-free platform where interlocutors can actually make their cases could go a long way in this platform. Yep. I'm not interested in being a moderator, really. I used to. I didn't really like it. I thought I did fine. I moderated Andrew versus Dave Smith. I thought that was fine. I used to moderate the arena. I thought that was fine. But the background work of getting all the people together and all that shit, I'm not interested. Our man, potentially criminal, $5 says, you need to ask these people how helping the left win elections and become incumbents is a winning strategy for conservatives. I did. And Connor's point was to spurg out and threaten to punch me in real life because I said he's of low moral character. AJC, $10 says, I thought we have a segment once a week where we rate the best spurg outs of the week. Yeah, but then someone would have to find them. We'll put Are We Not Men and EOD on it. Find clips of people spurging out and then we'll rate them. BJC, $2 says, literal Destiny clones. Yep. Contemporary Compendium, $5 says, considering the Crucible's gotten away from hosting debates, it looks like Rob's going to have to oversee a Crucible panel show. The Whipverse, like I said. I appreciate the idea, but I don't know. Blake, $2 says, not everyone with the voice should have a platform. Blake, again, thanks so much. $5 says, here's the thing. Viewers make their own decisions. People don't like what happened and choose not to view their channels. That's our prerogative. Totally agree with that. Absolutely. I just want to make it clear. I'm just giving my point of view. That's it. Similarly, Sara and Dusty and the little Panelverse crew last night there that was talking shit on me, right? That's their prerogative. And if people saw that and said, I'm not going to go to Rob's show anymore, totally fair. I'm just making it clear that I'm not telling anyone that. I'm just saying that I think Sara and her channel are fucking dog shit. That's all I'm saying. People can make their own choices, but I'm, from the bottom of my heart, not telling anyone not to go there. If you're like, come in, you're like, I participated on Sara's show yesterday. I'm not going to be like, ooh. I'll just make, cool. Gavin Freeman, $10 says she tends to fence it for no reason at times, especially when you were getting over-talked in a lot of debates on that panel and acted like you were part of the problem. That irks me. Yeah, that was, everyone's acting like children. No, one guy. Level 4 lobster. Oh, the merch. Fuck. Thank you so much. I got to call this guy. I'm going to try next week. I swear I am. We're going to get the merch working out. Rob Noerr is a lib who wants you to make your own choices. No. 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 Yeah. Indian Jesus says, I covered the RTP debate in full and Sara's terrible. She is. She's garbage. No, it sucks because I think there's a lot of people. Sara is offering something, and that is if you don't have a channel or if you don't have a big channel, it's nice to have a platform where you could just come on to a panel. I think Speakeasy does it way better with verbal combat, and it's fucking fun. And people are actually having a fun atmosphere. Now, listen, I got the shit talked out over me by a Dusty fan on Speakeasy show, but it was a one-on-one. That's the whole point of that. right? There is no mod. That is the rule, that there's no moderation at that point. That's fine. But if it's not a one-on-one and there's a panel, Speakeasy's not going to leave someone just go, he'd be like, shut the fuck up. Come on now. Probably tonight, I'll probably poke in verbal combat, but I can't promise because I do have some Halloween shit, so it depends on how that goes. But that's my normal Friday routine now. Do my show for an hour and a half, too. Hop on to verbal combat for half an hour to an hour. Then gracefully bow out. Do a little grifting on my show. Go to bed. That's a great Friday. I love it. I have fun every time I'm there. Speakeasy's not fucking trying to debate you. Shit like that. All right, anyways, I gotta go get a drink, then I'll be back. Then we'll probably wrap up the show here soon. Oh, Halloween, verbal combat, need a costume. That's not a bad idea. I'll see what I can do. I'll come up with something. What's Chair doing? You bastard, Chair. Gavin, $5 says donate. Andrew, no, but you're my favorite. Thanks, Gavin. I still, despite the fact he's probably tangentially a member of the Panelverse, I actually feel bad for Trippy, and I should reach out to him and say, dude, I'm sorry I kind of fucked your panel last night. I am sorry for that. I am. But I didn't know what to do. Lysol, $5 says, Rob, barring going super spurg and just yelling, not a ton of options. But it's really concerning people yell and think that it makes them look good. Yeah, I know. But then you look bad if you yell too, so yeah. And Jeremy Ryan, thanks so much. $5 says, you do need to win verbal combat at least once so we can get a Rob Noerr character at the bottom of the screen. Maybe try some of the monthly daytime. I will do one of the daytime ones. Totally agree. But yes, I'd have to win though, which is... I actually think some of those people, like, especially some of the one-on-ones, I'm sometimes surprised. I'm like, damn, it's not a bad argument. Like, I forget the one I was listening to the other day. Oh, it's all right, Lysol. I don't understand. I like Tomato, need evidence if I'm supposed to not like her. I'm not telling you you're not supposed to like her. You can go back and I've been streaming 3 hours. You can go back and watch if you want. The first half of the show is me kind of facetiously crying because I'm worried because she said the Panelverse is after me. Homework, yeah. No, it's Rob Raicho. That's what I was thinking too. That's who I look like most, Bo Raicho. Also a drinker. I was formerly a drinker. Tell you in 2 sentences. All right, I'll give you a, what time is it? I'll give you a minute breakdown. Sarah's in the past asked me to do things like apologize to people like RTP who brought up my wife because I said that he should try to find a lady for his children and said that that was me insulting his children. Since then, she seemed to be antagonistic towards me. I'll go on the show and she lets people talk over me while I sit patiently. Wasn't really my thing. Then this guy Dusty came on my show, made a fool of himself. I go on Sarah's show. During the open panel, he does the same thing again. I expressed frustration with the moderation. She messaged me to let me know that the point of the open panels is that it's supposed to be basically a free-for-all shit show, and complaining about the moderation is nonsense. That's not the point. Then someone else set up a debate. I debated people from that community last night, constantly interrupted me again. I decided, you know what? I'm going to basically just fucking ignore them and bow out, just leave my screen there and leave. Then Dusty, one of the guys there, had a panel, and on that panel was Sara, and they talked for 3 hours about how I'm a piece of shit and how to get back at me and this, that, and the other. She was strategizing with him, telling Dusty he should come talk to me. They all came over, started trolling. Then they talked about how great they were, and then... Well, what's going on here? And then this happened, and this is it.
Treated like a joke.
Well, I think this is what happens when people fuck with the panelverse that way. Right?
I'll never
If you're
get
not
tired
a
of this.
panelverse person and you come in and you try to fuck with the panelverse people, like they will all band together. Like you just can't do that. You just can't. You can't go around to panelverse shows and flip out on hosts and get mad at hosts or fuck with host shows and do that kind of stuff and then expect everyone to turn and look at you and be like, oh yeah, come on back. You know, like I think he doesn't know the power of the panelverse.
That's it in a nutshell. Who will think of the poor host of the panelverse? No. By the way, I didn't flip out on or anything like that. Trippy, who was the host last night, I did fuck his show up. That I admit. And I am truly sorry about that. But when she's saying, you know, flip out on the host, she means me criticizing her moderation on my channel. That's attacking the panelverse. Yeah, Trippy's probably pissed at me. I know Toasted's pissed at me, the dude that set up the debate, but Wholesome Grail, $5 says, thank you. That's all I need. A bunch appreciated. Threatening mob justice just because mean man bad is a no-no. Now, she didn't threaten. She told Dusty to come talk to me, and then she sat there while they all decided they were going to come troll me, right, for 3 hours while they talked about me, and then decided to come troll me. And then after they all trolled me, that's when she said that. She sat there and watched it. Gavin, $5 says, the panelverse. No, fuck, not the panelverse. It's all over. Fuck. Thank you so much. Now, I don't know if this is meant to be an insult to me, but it's probably true. Sobby Robbie. I would assume that means an insult then. You ain't built for these white streets? Isn't YT? Doesn't that mean white? Hey man, I feel the white streets of me are quite at home. You know? I'm feeling pretty white right now, if I'm honest. Oh, our man, Level 4 Lobster, $20 says, don't tell my wife. But I know life's been challenging this week, so take my money and have a great weekend. No whip song, but bring back the happy song from Life with Pets. Oh shit. I should. Yeah, I know he means you too. The Young Turk streaks. Oh shit. It says Skaters of Apocalypse. Imaginarium. I do think it's funny. There we go. Sobby Robbie equals victim mentality personified. Smiley face. Yeah, man, you're right. That's it. Yeah. Victim mentality personified. Yeah. You remember last night where I was such a victim that I hosted a panel of people that for hours came up with a way to troll and then went and trolled this other show because I was so butthurt, right? And then talked about the power that we all had in the panel. Oh, wait, that was the other people because they were so hurt by what I did. That was them. But if that's not victim mentality and it's just, no, they were just fucking with you because they deserved it, then how is me fucking with them because they deserve it a victim mentality? Of course, I know, as a fan of the Panelverse, you probably don't have the intellectual capacity to figure that one out. But, Manton, what's up, my man? It says, figured out your costume, bro. Shave your face and head, put on a suit and shirt, unbutton. Robox Jones. Listen, my wife will not let me shave my beard because she thinks I look like my brother if my beard shaves. She's like, you always got to keep the beard and mustache. But it does limit you at Halloween. One year, I won a costume contest. This is way back, like maybe 2008, 2009. I went as Danny DeVito from Always Sunny, but I went as when he was the Trash Man. That season had just came out. So I was the Trash Man wrestler, and my roommate went as the Taliban. And we won at the local bar. We took second place, I guess. But that's tough. I had to shave my head in that ridiculous fucking, and it never grew back. It never grew back. I'll leave Fletch go. He's just having fun. I don't know who it is, though, but is that someone I should know? Yeah, I'm not really scared of their collective judgment. It doesn't bother me. What's up, Marte? $5 says, you're a good man, Rob. I got your back like I got Andrew's back. Just thanks, Marte. I appreciate it, man. I really do, for real. It was the costume, I swear. It never grew back. What I did was, because you have to shave your head in that ridiculous, like, horseshoe, then I just shaved it all bald. So I was literally completely bald, completely shaven. But back then, my beard grew back fast. That's fine, are we not, man? I don't mind. I trust my mods. I don't know why. They're fucking maniacs. I don't know why I trust them. They're fucking lunatics. My mods are going to get me in like a real gang fight someday. I'll fucking open my door and the Latin Kings will be there like, where the fuck are we not men? I'm going to be like, huh? What did this dude do? Be bad news. I'll send them to EOD's house. I don't know. It's all good fun, though. It really is. Like I said, at the end of the day, I guess the bummer of it is I do like the idea of debating people, even it getting a little chippy, even it being insult, like fucking dudes being dudes. I like that to people that don't have a stream already. I like talking to people that have streams too, but I like the idea that you can just be like, fuck it, here's a topic. Let's have people come on and discuss it. I don't mind if it gets chippy. There's a couple things. I get fucking, it's a pet peeve of mine when people just blatantly lie. And I don't mean blatantly lie like, actually, I don't think that Biden had cognitive decline. I mean like blatantly lied saying, you said this. And it's like, no, I didn't. Yes, you did. Here's the receipts. I didn't. Okay, you're right. You didn't say that. And then the next time, you said this. You admitted I didn't. Show me. I show you. Nope, that's AI. That shit's annoying. Like, it's like, what is the point? What's the fucking point here? Right? And then the constant interruptions. And I'm not saying it's wrong in the sense that if people like that, who the fuck am I to tell them what they want to participate in or enjoy? But I'm not going to fucking deal with it. And I made the mistake, and this is the big mistake I made, of agreeing to fucking, after that whole shit with Dusty, of then agreeing to a debate with him and Radical Coder. That was my mistake. I should have just said, no, I'm good. I'm not dealing with these people anymore. But I gave it a chance. And then same old bullshit. Just fucking spurging out, talking over. Okay. So instead of like, I tried being like, moderator, can you do something about this? I tried talking over them. Didn't work on Sarah's panel. I tried just leaving. Didn't work. People accused me. So I tried something new last night. And maybe it wasn't the best choice. I don't know. I'm comfortable with it. But I can understand how some people would be pissed. I left myself up on cam, muted the stream, because they said, great. I said, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk if you're going to keep interrupting. They said, great, that's more time for us. So I gave them what they wanted. I said, fair enough. Muted myself, muted the stream, stayed on there on cam, just did a show with my audience. I understand that some people could be like, that sucks. You could have handled it better. I suppose I could have. But I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what I should have done. Should I try to Stick it out for 2 hours? I don't know. But I do know this. I know the answer going forward. I'm not dealing with these fucking people. Yeah, Manton's right. That's AI is going to be a big accusation going forward. Yep. Lysol, $5 says, I've seen you debate with a bit of blood sport involved when they just spaz out and I think, yeah, I really got him. Kind of sad when you think about it. Yep. And then when they brought me back and I read the ShamWow commercial, I thought it was fucking funny. I understand from the perspective of them, that sucks because they don't get what they want. The only one I feel bad in the whole situation for is Trippy, because Trippy was hosting it, and I did kind of fuck the panel up for him. I agree with that, and that sucks. And he didn't do anything to me, and that sucks. But the other people were mad because they didn't get what they wanted, to be able to sit there and spurg out on me. Fuck them. Emmett says, there's a bit of criticism because I think part of accepting a debate is to know the opponent. But no one has a right over your time and your engagement. Yeah, I mean, I should have. That was my mistake, agreeing to the debate. And I'll own that. I will. Would an AI moderator be better than Sarah? Probably. Literally just an AI that was like, you have 5 minutes, and then muted you at 5 minutes, and then automatically would be better than Sarah. AI tomato. Now, I don't think Trippy should have had my bag. It was pretty quick. Right? I think by the time Trippy realized, it was like, what the fuck? And I wasn't listening at that point. It's not like Trippy was like, hey, man, fuck these guys. Yeah, let's give them what for. I couldn't even hear him. So I don't blame Trippy at all. I want to be clear about that. From Trippy's perspective, he probably doesn't know the whole fucking background and that this happens to me every time with these goofs. So he's just like, hey, what the fuck? We set up a debate here and I've seen worse. I don't know why. And I fucked over people before, too. I got to be honest. I fucked Dylan Burns over one time on a panel for a joke. And I don't know. I guess maybe that's bad form. I just didn't give a fuck about fucking Dylan's panel over. That was when I was trans positive Rob. And I lost my Discord channel because people were using incorrect pronouns. So then for an entire month, I became trans positive. And I did a panel and I just kept telling everyone to shut up if they weren't trans, and we needed to listen to our trans goddesses because they knew everything. And the joke was to keep doing the joke because everyone laughed at first. But then like an hour in, people were like, could you please shut the fuck up? And I'm like, yes, you're absolutely right because I'm not trans. And they booted me off the panel. And it's kind of like, wow, that's bad form, man. You fucking ruined this panel. I suppose. Okay. I'm AI right now. I don't know what you're talking about. But like, I do want to say this. If the thing is like blood sports means no rules, if that's what we're going with, so if people want to interrupt over you, then how is what I did unethical? No rules. Part of no rules could be like, I'm not going to listen to your talk. That's part of no rules, isn't it? If it's total shit show free for all, okay, I'm here if I feel like it. I'll leave if I feel, fuck you. And if it's like, well, no, it's not that. It's like, okay, then I think there should be a limited amount of rule, which is like, stop spurging out over me so I could. If it's going to be like, no, blood sports means people could just spurg out over you and you roll with it. It's like, well, my interpretation of blood sports means that also means I could be like, I'm just going to mute you and fucking not talk then. That's my interpretation. And I actually thought it was quite funny. I thought about that, Level 4 Lobster. I thought about being like, listen, I can't handle this debate. You guys are too good for me, but I have a replacement chair. Go get him. And then just going downstairs and watching the Steeler game. I actually thought about it. But then I thought my audience might be pissed because they might be like, okay, what the fuck are we watching? So I was like, well, I'll at least still talk to my audience. But I did think about it. That was my backup plan. Muting is not blood sports. Is screaming over. If I would have just went like this the whole time, shut the fuck up. I'll talk as much as I want. You fuckers don't get to say anything the whole time. I'm not going to leave you say anything. You bunch of fucking assholes. We should declare the insurrection because you're a bunch of fucking idiots and we shouldn't listen to anything you say all night, you motherfuckers. I'm not going to leave you get a word in. I don't give a fuck if the mod says anything. If they try to mute me, then that wouldn't be blood sports. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Would that be blood sports? And I just did that for 2 hours? Is that blood sports? I should go as chair for that's not bad, man. Is that not a form of muting? I think so. I don't understand what you're saying. Yeah, I think that's fucking silencing your opponent through there. So then, if that's going to happen, then my response is that I'm just going to mute you. Yeah, okay, I misunderstand what you're saying. Yeah, I thought you were saying that me muting them is, but I agree. I think that being able to hear people is a precursor. Blood sports to me means like you could be like, fuck you, motherfucker. You're a piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. You fucking idiot. And this topic's blah, blah. That's blood sports. Blood sports isn't just two people screaming so no one could hear each other. I need build up and crescendos, yeah. And why not, like, next time, if that's going to, I'm not going to do it next time, but if next time, if that's going to be it, maybe the thing to do when people interrupts just to blast something on my phone into the microphone. Just be like, until they stop, be like, okay, we good? Well, you do kind of circular breathing, but it's easiest when you're reading. So let me find an article to read. See if I can find something real quick. But a lot of people in debate do it. They can read fast. But then they struggle when it comes to talking fast outside the scope of that. So this would be like what you would hear in policy debate. It'd be like, Justin, Jack Smith referred to DOJ for criminal investigation to the department that says October 7, 2025 by Christina Layla. Former Special Counsel Jack Smith has been referred to the Justice Department. It's gone into investigation. The department after the public saying she's going to take action. Blackburn sent a letter on Friday. Attorney General Pam Bondi recommending Jack Smith and the DOJ prosecution. Jimmy Ockham demanded the DOJ take into Jack Smith and several GOP investigators by the FBI until Jack Smith and the Republican senators starting first on January 6th. The Republican senator Grassley and Ron Johnson earlier this year released records showing that the FBI DOJ investigation debates of Jack Smith's DOC case and the Grassley and Johnson previously off-lid of the sham investigation orchestrated by the Biden Department of Justice and FBI. According to the documents released, the FBI DOJ weaponized the power of the President Trump to go to the Vice President Pence and the allies through the probable Arctic Front Operation October Front and taxpayer funded which under April 22nd, the government issued self-out of the defense while they're conducting a barrage of things. Jack Smith, her private conference with 8 GOP senators. The New York Post reported former counsel Jack Smith responded to the Department of Justice. The Office of Deals with Professional Misconduct started the Department of Tuesday panels, according to deeply disturbing revelation. Sarah Tibbets leads to pain to the congressional Republican calling the Friday Attorney General Pam Bondi, led by Marsha Blackburn, accused of former President Joe Biden, DOJ of inspiring duly elected members of Congress. Maynard Smith be investigated. Department of Justice, part of Jack Smith's weaponization, which turns into the DOJ subpoenas several communications companies regarding 2023 phone calls given access at the time recipient duration low codes of the calls at the January 4, 2021 and January 7, 2021. Blackburn and other lawmakers said we have to have any legal predicate for the Biden Justice Department subpoenas to obtain these calls out of the GOP lawmakers, including Lindsey Graham, Tuberville, Dan Sullivan, and Mike Kelly. The elected officials also accused Smith of having the federal case against Trump and materials. The FBI Arctic Fire Department having the infringement of the constitutional rights of the elected officials, Trump and the separation of powers underlined system. The FBI too action against 3 FBI officials worked for Jackson's firing 2 after it was revealed that Biden's FBI and Jack Smith spied several Republican senators. According to NBC News, one of the fired FBI agents was months away from retirement. So that's what policy debate sounds like. Now, the problem is you could train new people to read fast like that. But then once you get to where you're not reading and you have to come up with thoughts, they struggle. They'll be like, The trick is, can you keep up a good pace once you get after that? It's an interesting document. I haven't heard about this, but it sounds like Jackson is going down. Now, this is very interesting because we always hear about how we have to have a freedom of speech and we can't go after people authoritarian. But it turns out the Biden administration seems like they were spying on at least 8 GOP senators. So it's a good thing that they're finally going after someone like Jackson Smith. But I think that they need to go further than this. Not only do they need to get James Comey, they need to go after Chris Ray Brown, Rosenstein, and the rest of the people. That the truth is there was a coup against these people, the Republicans, and the other Republicans need to understand it's not just after Donald Trump. They're going to be associated with them as well. They're going to be called fascists. We need to be able to stop the people who are doing these things. If we don't stop these institutions that really control things like the FBI and people at the DOJ and things like that, then we're going to see that actually this problem gets worse and worse, and none of our opinions really matter. Now, the next thing we need to be is to go after people like Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton to be able to do this thing, weaponize them in the first place. We need to understand that it's not something that should be done in this Constitution anymore. When they talk about Donald Trump's a bad guy because his DOJ is going after people, remember they had no problem. They were spying on GOP senators. It shows it's all projection. They're more than happy to have this stuff happen when they were there. But now, when the other side says they're going to be able to push back in this way, they say that you shouldn't be able to investigate their criminality. Remember, this all comes down from the first impeachment of Donald Trump, where he wanted to investigate Ukraine because they had this phone call that was going after Donald Trump. Donald Trump in that phone call was saying that we should investigate Biden because it seemed that he put pressure on to the tune of a big loan that he put pressure on to fire a prosecutor who was looking into his son's company. And with that, instead of going after Biden or his son, instead what they decided to do was try to go after Trump criminally, try to impeach him. So that's what's harder, to not read and to be able to make arguments at a very fast pace. Now, I'm actually slow compared to most varsity policy debaters. Did I watch any of the old Blood Sports channels back in the day? Sound like Ralph Retort and stuff. But most policy debaters are faster than me. At least reading. Now, it's fucking stupid. If you go watch a debate like that, you're like, what the fuck is this? What is this? But I could be an asshole is the point I'm trying to make. If that's what the panel's going to be, if it's just going to be, you don't think I do that for fucking hours? If that's what they want, if that's what it's going to be, just me, I'll turn my gain up on my mic like they do real loud and just fucking do that, right? Is that what I'm supposed to do? That's how the game's played, right? Hey, it's Blood Sports. I try to be pretty even-handed and sit there and listen to other people. I talk a lot, that's true. But when other people are talking, I try to let them get their point. I'm not going to say that I've never been like, now wait a second. Of course I've done that. And there's no problem with people doing that once in a while. The problem is it's over and over and over and over and over and over and over. That's the problem. What Sara does is she lets one person sit there and talk unfiltered, then they'll interrupt, and Sara says, gentlemen, stop interrupting everybody. Then sometimes the person that was talking gets to speak. Sometimes it goes to someone else. Then the person that's at fault for interrupting gets to talk unfettered again. Then I'll start up. They interrupt immediately. Gentlemen. That's the game. Instead of saying, listen, shut the fuck up or you're going on mute. People sit there quietly. This is like the 4th time. What are you doing? That's because Sara likes Connor. That's because Sara likes Dusty. Because, see, they're the panelverse. You can't fuck with that. For $200, we'll end the stream with me rapping Forgot About Dre on 1.5 speed. Kumite, I never saw that one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Blood Sports Debate is always mean just screaming over each other. I suppose. Again, By the way, wow, Jack Smith referred to the DOJ for criminal investigation and disbarment. It's fucking great news that I just read there. I hadn't seen that by the time I started streaming. Oh, look at this shitbird. Hey, Bisco, coward, watching again. Want to call in? When I say I'm above these people, I'm not making a claim I'm smarter than them. I'm making a claim that I have proven myself through these debates and my ability to have serious debates that I don't need the fucking Jerry Springer show. I don't need it. Fuck them. Hey, Bisco, you watching again? I know he likes to watch me for, hey, how's your buddy Jack Smith doing today? Are you going to attend one of the Democrat insurrections this week, Pisco? Just wondering. By the way, did you ever answer if you fucked a dog or not, Pisco? I can't remember. Or perhaps you'd like to talk about how you continue to work with a guy in Destiny who you damn well knew said the worst thing that could happen was that bullet not killing Trump, and you continue to do a show with him. Only until groveling, you had to distance yourself because you thought it was the right move because of some sort of lawsuit. Maybe you'd like to talk about that. I don't know. Just curious. But go ahead, Bisco. Call in. What's your little alt in the chat there? You got an alt you're watching under? Say, sure, I'll call in. He knows. Why don't we have Wick moderate it instead? Why don't we do that? Let's have Wick moderate it. You fucking puss. Oh, there's his moder or his alt. That was so funny. Pisco, shouldn't you be tweeting about important shit like your man Jack Smith? Isn't that what you should be doing? Or maybe Tony Hinchcliffe made another Puerto Rican joke? I don't know. Just curious. By the way, I noticed an incredible lack of commentary and post about the nightly insurrections we see from Pisco. Have you talked to Bowden Paulson, Pisco? The two lawyers that you use to define insurrection. Have you talked to them? I haven't seen them comment either on these insurrections occurring nightly. Weird. Huh. And now we see places in people in positions of politics recommending that law enforcement stand down or defending these insurrectionists in some way or form. Strange. Haven't heard from Pisco. Oh, well. Oh, coward Pisco runs again, nonetheless. I have. When's the next debate? That's a good question. I got some shit behind the scenes. Marte, thanks so much. $5 says, you're a good man, Rob. I got your back like I got Ange. Thank you. Crusader gives 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Now I got to get downstairs. So I'm going to be leaving. Let's see if there's someone to raid. Got a bunch of... Here we go. It is ironic, though. I've been put on notice by Pisco and have the mighty power of the Panelverse. Damn. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy up in this bitch, right? Lord of the Nerds, $5 says, so many people are offended about not wanting to speak to Spurgs and let people actually articulate arguments. Really makes you think. Yeah, we're going to raid Jim Bob. I just got to... Hopefully he doesn't run afoul of the Panelverse. Dun, 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 dun. the Panelverse. Well, you guys have been incredibly generous this morning. Theoretically, I'll be back at 10 p.m. tonight. We'll probably join in on some verbal combat later tonight. Now, there is a possibility that things could go awry with this Halloween stuff I'm doing. I would say the chances of that are very low. But like if I ended up staying there late or shit like that, who knows? Anything could happen. If I overdose on candy, you don't know. So, anyways, moral of the story today. Good luck to Sarah. Good luck to the Panelverse people. I wish you guys the best. I think you're dog shit. I don't want to participate anymore. And beware the mighty power of the Panelverse. All right, everyone. Thanks to all my mods. Thanks to everyone that donated. Thanks to my editor. Appreciate you all. Everyone who commented, liked, subbed. Appreciate you all. Hope you guys all have a good one. Remember, always keep that memory of Charlie Kirk alive. We'll see you tonight.
Only in America is it possible to say, you know what, I don't like the way the country is going, and to do something about it. Take that risk. Take that leap of faith. Stay involved. Trust God and act obediently. Romans 12:2 verse. That God will use all things for good for those who love him. It's bigger than you. I want you to remember that. It is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. You are here to make somebody else's life better, the pursuit of liberty and freedom. You know what gives me strength? The hundreds of thousands of you that say, Charlie, keep going.
1 Corinthians 5 and 15. So that's all pretty amazing evidence, not just intra-biblical evidence, but extra-biblical evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the third day, and he is Lord and God of all.